I've been really good lately about actually setting this so we have a little bit of extra time. So it seems like we're always early, and tonight we're just right on time again. I like
Uh,
I like to keep the audience on their toes.
we're never late, so we're
That's
technically always early.
that's why I said we're right on time today.
Yeah, I think we're early.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. This is Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranty Monkey. He's Jack. Say hello, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, how the hell you doing, my friend?
Tired, irritated. How are you?
I'm tired and sore, but happy. I've had a good couple of days and actually slept more than I have in months.
Oh,
Still not good, but I got a full 6 hours the other night.
holy shit.
Yeah.
No wonder everything's falling apart.
No, I had my anniversary. That was really nice. Went out to dinner, and then Lady Monkey. I don't buy Lady Monkey things unless she tells me she wants them.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just a waste of money. Because we have just entirely different notions of what she wants. Like the one time, the first Christmas present I ever got her that she really liked was pans. And she told me that Christmas that that's what she wanted. I'm like, that's so sad. You want pans? But she loved it. And I never would have done that because I've been conditioned to think that if you buy pans for a woman, that's sexist.
Yeah.
But so we went out and she wanted new curtains. So we got new curtains and then hung them up, and she was very happy. So that was a great day. And then today my neighbor backed over my mailbox.
Shit.
We've been planning on replacing it for a while anyway. I mean, we actually last year were looking at them. I mean, there was none we really liked. So this one will last for a little bit longer, but they were on a wooden post, an exposed wooden post. And he didn't have to back into it very hard. And it was, so yeah, I had to put in a new mailbox today. That was a lot of fun.
Did you make him pay for it?
No, because like I said, we were doing it anyway.
That's not a good enough reason. I'd be like, dude, I'm gonna need $100 for that.
I mean, we could have, and he offered and everything like that. We got this. Like I said, we were planning it anyway, and it's just our own procrastination that kept it. Now, if we had the new one up already and he did it, then yeah, he'd be paying for it. But
You
yeah,
should have been like, Ducky, no. Why'd you name your mailbox Ducky? Because it's made out of duct tape.
It probably could have used it. This is not a lie. Because it's me and my other neighbor sharing a post. It had, your 4x4 in the ground and then a 2x6 on top, and the two mailboxes mounted to that. And they were being held on by a strap because they were the post was falling apart. So yeah, it needed done. Isn't that a federal offense if you do it on purpose? Yeah. We once felled a tree on our mailbox. Ouch. But we have a nice new mailbox, and it was one Lady Monkey wanted. So I'm happy. She's happy. However, I had to have my son do a lot of the work because I'm old and crippled, Jack, and I was already in pain. So yeah, for the next 24, 48, 72, 96 hours, however many, I'm just going to kind of sit here. Because, that's enough for me.
We're having a marathon, fellas.
Yeah. I'm what? Monkey, or is it always best to your wifey? I'm guessing ask your wife what she wants depending on price. If Lady Monkey says she wants something, like, get it. Neighbor backed into monkey strap-on. Got it. Well, I mean, if you want to put it that way. What are you writing for the New York Times? Thank you, Frosted. I appreciate it. But no, I had a great couple of days. Like, I spend a lot of time with my wife, and I always forget how much I like her when I don't see her very often. Although she did insult the size of my penis. She was telling me some story about Blake Lively. Apparently, Blake Lively was getting a bunch of shit because some reporter got mad over an interview years ago where she said to Blake, she starts the interview off with Blake Lively by going, "Congratulations on your bump." And Blake Lively goes, well, congratulations on your bump. And apparently the woman can't have kids, and Blake was supposed to know that, and that now she's a mean girl. I don't fucking care.
Yeah,
but
that sounds fucking dumb. Like, Blake probably had no idea what that bitch was talking about.
My wife said, congratulations on your little bump. And I laughed. I'm like, you're calling me fat? And she goes, no, I was talking about your penis. I'm like, oh my.
Wow. So close to your anniversary, too.
It was on our anniversary.
Oh my God, that's even worse.
That's my wife, y'all. And she thought that was the funniest shit ever. And it was, I laughed. But man, that woman is harsh. It's a good thing she's cute. Because at least then I feel better about getting insulted by a cute woman. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't really help any, honestly.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are not here to talk about my personal life. We can, because I enjoy talking about myself. But we're more here to laugh at Democrats, Jack, because they are, man, just sad. They're just sad. Monkey the Mask. I like humor. That's all. Go ahead. I'm sorry, bud.
You've seen how their candidates are acting. One looks half in the bag, and the other one seems like he's got some kind of spastic issues. So,
would you be shocked, honest to God, with everything we've seen of him so far? Would you be shocked if Tim Walz came out tomorrow as a woman?
No, that would be the least shocking thing. I'd be actually more surprised if he came out and said, I'm a man.
You're right. I mean, I could see him dressed up like Rachel Levine.
I think it'd go a lot more like a bad sketch on Hee Haw, but I get what you're saying.
Tomato, honestly.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, we are going to introduce this segment by just watching somebody else talk because, well, why not? Somebody else is doing the hard work for us, Jack.
They usually are.
And this way we can just comment on. I saw somebody the other day upset about people who comment on the news. You don't really do anything. I would argue that we do more commenting on it than them just reading it.
Yeah, I mean, we always comment on the news. Even if we're reading an article or something, we're constantly commenting on it.
We're talking about the news. We're not talking about like a television program or something, even a crappy one. At least there was some thought put into it. The news people are just reading what's on the fucking teleprompter about what happened that day.
Yeah. It's kind of hypocritical when you think about it.
I mean, I will say they put a how do I put this? I lie. They lie about it. So there is a little bit of fiction thrown in, but don't come at me. You guys don't do. Fuck you. We're talking about people who talk about the news. They can suck off. Anyway, Jesse Waters did the heavy lifting for us today. The debate is coming up in 2 weeks now, just over 2 weeks. The first debate that Donald Trump wanted to have was supposed to be on the 4th, and that's the one that Kamala went, So they're going through with the one that was scheduled on the 10th, which, if this goes like it's expected to, will be the only debate between the presidential candidates.
That's pathetic.
It is. But anyway.
Over in Chicago, and Democrats woke up this morning with a Harris hangover. Still one eye shut, they rolled over in bed and opened up the paper to this headline. Joy is not a strategy.
That's from the New York Times, dude. If you saw this from like Fox News, be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Even the New York Times is calling them out on their shit. Kamala really needs to get it in her head that she does need the press. And I think it comes up later in this video. I watched a lot of videos getting ready for tonight's show, Jack. So maybe it's not this one. But she is treating the press. We saw the Bill Maher thing the other night. Like, hey, they're being, it's kind of more insulting that she won't talk to you at all, says you guys aren't necessary. Without the press, she's nothing. And if she keeps blowing them off, they will start fighting back at it.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
think
Yeah. They're pretty pissed about the whole thing.
they won't say it out loud. Very few of them have had the balls to actually call it out. Steven, what's his name? Oh, God. Black dude was on ESPN. I don't know if he's still over there.
Smith,
Fuck.
I saw that clip today. Yeah.
He was pissed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He took it as like a personal affront.
And he should, because this is a candidate who's like, I'm not speaking to the press. And the press pride themselves on being, the arbiters of truth.
Sure.
We are we hold their feet to the fire. We speak truth to the power. And when they can't even pretend, what do? But anyway, I just love that this came from the New York Times.
I know. Well, the New York Times is really mad at Kamala. They do not like her. Real quick, let me grab this. Thank you, Evolved Potato. Speaking of spastic issues, did you guys see that shit with Tim Walz' son? I've always seen people saying it's bad to make fun of a guy for being disabled, but no one actually making fun of him. And the fact that he isn't actually mentally disabled.
What?
Well, I made fun of him. I don't fucking care. So I didn't know he was all tarted up or supposedly. But I see people like, you can't make fun of him.
Tim Walz has a retarded son?
He that kid that was crying when he thanked him on the acceptance speech or whatever.
I didn't watch his speech, so.
Well, he thanked his kid, and his kid apparently has like autism or something. Allegedly. I don't know. The kid started crying though, and then Tim dragged him up on stage at one point. It was a thing that happened. I was like, I don't fucking care. When I see people crying in public, unless somebody's dead or you just got rejected for a wedding proposal, you shouldn't be crying in public.
So this is him apparently. One, what's with that haircut? And he's crying over his dad's nomination. Is that what this is?
His dad shouted him out, like, there's my boy or whatever. And the kid's crying. Yeah, that kid.
So how little attention has your father paid you over the years that he says your name and you start crying?
I don't know. I think I agree with Evolved. They're saying he's like nonverbal, but he seems like he's just super socially awkward.
Shio says Virginia Beach is overrated. Well, what were you expecting from it? Shio apparently went down to the beach and he saw the big statue of Neptune. If you guys have never been to the strip there at Virginia Beach, there's a giant statue of Neptune holding a turtle. If you visit, you have to take a picture with it. It's law.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I would totally take a picture with that.
It's a really sweet. Hey, Shio, can I share that picture? I don't know if it has you in it or not. I just paid attention to Neptune. But were people actually calling this guy retarded?
Well, I think I did, but I think I'm the only person that actually made fun of this clip.
Is it wrong to call him retarded? I don't get what's
I don't
wrong
know.
there.
I just made fun of it because I thought it was weird that he was like this emotional. I would have been super embarrassed.
All right, I have a couple of donations here. Doug Resurrect, thank you. I had someone tell me that Kamala should use her being a prosecutor to go after Trump charges. I'm not sure what's supposed to be there. I'm going to read it as written. I just shield knowing that Trump would drop the death row inmate and keep slaving labor like a nuke on her. Yeah, and I mean that they brought in not Kamala. They brought in Tulsi, to help with debate prep and stuff. I guarantee you that's going to be a big part of the debate. And thank you Dark Resurrect, thank you for that feminist $12. And Adabisi, thank you so very much. The press has been sucking her off. Why would she think she needs them? Well, here's the thing. The press is going to do that for Democrats, but you have to know how the system works. There's a give and take there. You have to give them access if you want their undying love. It really is how it has to be. Around 2009, Virginia Beach had a bikini car wash staffed by Ukrainian girls here for the summer. I worked around 2 blocks away. 2 blocks is a short walk. Well, which Ukrainian chicks did they have? Did they have the kind you want to see in bikinis, or the kind we saw, moving out of Ukraine during the initial invasion? Because some of them chicks were, well, let's put it this way. You wouldn't see the bikini bottom if they were wearing one. Just saying. Anyway, so Jack, back to our joyless New York Times here. All right, let's close off the retard picture because that's going to bother me to see.
Real quickly, thank you, Adabisi, who says, howdy, Jack. Hi, Adabisi. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Evolved Potato. He's not even nonverbal. They just use a name with nonverbal in the name and try and get sympathy. It's not an official mental disability. He's just socially awkward, a bit chubby and ugly. It's not even making a mountain out of a molehill. Complete myth. Oh, fuck that kid then.
Okay, this is probably going to get me in trouble. But my experience with autism and parents of autistic kids tells me this kid's probably not autistic. He just has a really shitty father who refused to hold him to any kind of account his entire life. It's amazing how many socially awkward geeks that you can directly point to their parents being shitty parents. Like, he's got autism. No, he doesn't. He's got bad parents.
He's got my parents don't pay attention to me, tism.
Yeah, it's the same shit we saw with ADD.
Yep.
Like, no, we just can't do anything with him. Did you try? Anyhow. All right. So, and no, I'm not saying autism isn't real. I'm just saying it has become the celebrity cause du jour, and now everybody has it.
Yeah, I've worked with kids with autism, and they are always way more fucked up than whatever this kid had. So I don't care. And they made it legitimate to go after people's kids a long fucking time ago, and I'm a nobody. So fuck that shit. I'll make fun of whoever I want.
I mean, how old is he?
I don't know, 18.
He looks like an adult.
He's old enough.
Yeah, they went after Barron. They went after Barron when he was 14. They can go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Your rules, not mine, guys. Anyway, we're doing all the work here. We brought in Jesse so he'd do it for us. The fuck is going on? We're bad at our jobs.
Well, that's kind of a given, but we're also easily distractible, which really isn't helping our careers much.
Which is actually our job. Anyway, here we go.
The New York Times saying they cringed when Kamala was called the president of joy.
I just want to say I did not hear her called the president of joy, and that is amazingly cringe.
Oh, they're so desperate to make fetch a thing. This joy thing, that word keeps popping up, and I think the press has caught on that it's not working and it's really stupid. This is something easily somebody over 50 came up with, and is trying to do a hello fellow kids kind of thing. Oh, it's joyous. Yay, joy.
Oh my. Can you hear that?
No.
There's thunder rumbling in the background. I turned to look out the window, and right as I did, the whole sky lit up.
Ooh.
If I disappear, y'all, nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
Watch an old show. Anyway, we should probably get going then.
This kid is 17, 18 next month. And the president of joy sounds very dystopian. It really does, Dark.
Okay, I just want to say, I'm not going to call that kid retarded. Next month, he's retarded.
That's fair. That's
there you
fair.
go, because I don't want to attack the kids, but next month, he's fucking retarded. How about that?
Tard adjacent right now.
He cried because his dad said his name.
See what I mean? It's kind of hard not to make fun of that.
Jesus Christ. You know, I watched, I've been watching Always Sunny in the background.
Nice.
And I just finished season 16 again. And in season 16, they have the Risky Rats episode, which is like a Chuck E. Cheese thing. But Matt gets into a conversation with this kid, and he goes, it's not your fault. You were raised to be a pussy. And that's what I think with so many Democrats that I see.
Yeah.
You were just raised. It's not really your fault, but you were raised to be a pussy.
It's kind of a generational thing, isn't it?
Oh my God. It really is. It really is. Anyway, and it's just getting worse. I mean, I thought millennials were pussies. Fuck.
Yeah. Oh my God. This Zoomer thing is, wow, you guys are babies. Most of you. Not the ones in our audience, because they're obviously classy and refined.
Very, very indeed. Just for the record, this is breaking up a little bit with me. I'm not even on the Starlink, but it is breaking up a bit with this storm. So if I have to ask you to repeat shit, get annoyed by it, but do it anyway, damn it.
Yes.
Okay. Where? Oh,
Democrats are bent on making the word happen. But joy is not a political strategy, and God is not a political strategy.
I just love that they had to throw that part in because it's the New York Times, so they still have to make it about Republicans, right?
Oh, well, they pounce a lot.
Look, joy's not, neither's God, you fucking Republicans. Anyway.
Being our joyful mamala is not going to win the election.
Okay. Ugh. I know I'm supposed to be letting this play, letting him do our. Fuck you, man. I'm trying to do a show. Where's asshole the cricket when I need him? The whole Mamala thing. You have Mamala and you have Tim Walz, America's dad.
He's coach.
I don't need politicians to be my mom and dad, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Well, the Mamala thing is what her stepkids call her, so they've adopted that for some creepy reason.
Why would you call your boss your mom? That's weird.
Yeah, like, can I have a raised mommy? That's really fucking weird.
What is wrong with these people?
Oh, how long do you have, sir?
You know, it goes to the thing we were just talking about everybody being a pussy. Our children are so desperate, and by children, I even mean like mine. Mine aren't desperate this way because they had a mom and dad.
But they're in that demographic.
The millennials and below are so desperate for real fucking parents, they will grab on anywhere they can.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really sad.
This is why rapist Andrew Tate has a following. Alleged rapist Andrew Tate. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just have to be careful on that. He might say bad things on the internet.
And the Raging Cajun had to dump a bucket of ice cold water on their heads.
It's to be good in November. And I tell Democrats some caution here. First of all, most quants say we have to win by 3 in the popular vote to win the Electoral College. So when you see a poll that says we 2 up, well, that's actually you're 1 down.
And Carville knows because he knows how skewed the polling is. Remember, polling does have a use if you know what you're looking at. I disagree with him on the 3. I think they need at least 5 in the national polling to be even with Trump.
Yeah.
Because they pay no attention to the middle of the country.
Mm-hmm.
Shieldgraph, thank you. Minnesota coach. They chase Hayden Fox. Hayden Fox. Is that from the show Coach? Do you remember the show Coach with what's his name?
Yeah, the guy from Poltergeist. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of his name right now. But was that what it was? Oh yeah. Hey, I got a pop culture reference from the 90s.
Yay.
Poll was correct.
Yeah,
Craig T. Nelson, that's it.
Trump traditionally, when he's on the ballot, chronically underpolls.
He doesn't underpoll. It's the way the polls are done. If the polls were done fair, make no mistake about this, guys. You can look it up in all of their goddamn methodology. They always oversample Democrats. You can't say that he underperforms when the system is set up for it to look like he under. This has happened with Republicans.
Uh-oh. Where do they film this show? Is that Crenshaw or a pirate? Did they just like wander over to the villages and dust off Carvel? Because that sweater's fucking hideous. It's like, hey, honey, he borrowed that from some like old lady wife of his. Honey, can I borrow a sweater? I gotta be on TV soon. Pirate Crenshaw. I thought so. This is NOLA. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that's all about. Thank you, BC. This is still the press carrying her. If they really wanted her to talk to them, they could focus on that, right? I imagine they have people with English degrees there. You'd think so, but seeing some of their editorials, I wonder. But thank you, NBC. Yeah, obviously the storm is affecting this. Aren't most polls like +7 Dem? It's something obscene like that, yeah. Hi, Divine.
Hello.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, the AT&T just died with a thunder crash.
So, and the thunder rolled.
And the thunder rolled.
Monkey's internet died.
You made me start singing Garth Brooks songs. Yes, we're on the satellite now because it's working better during a storm than.
So give it 5 minutes, we'll be stepping all over each other. Unless he crashes right now. Hi, Megatron. Hi, Tim. The stairs got him. It's just a storm. Well, stands for New Orleans, Louisiana. Oh, thank you, Eagle. I had no clue. That actually makes sense because he's Cajun. So it's still a hideous sweater, though. You there, monkey? Monkey, 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 monkey. Should have tempted fate. Like, yeah, I know, right? It's Crenshaw. I know it's Crenshaw. I'm making fun of Carvel right now. Eye Patch McCain. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. I don't trust that guy. But Thunderstruck? Oh no. Lost power. Wow. That sucks. Short show. No, hopefully his power will come back on real soon. I'll hold it down for a little while. Now he's on his phone. All right, well, let's see here. Oh, I'm sure there's some stuff I could talk about. Let's talk about me scrolling. White Fragility and Robin DiAngelo. Now I can't present anything on screen because Monkey has that power. I do not. If Monkey makes it back, I do have some videos that we could watch. All right, come on. My internet's running like shit. I don't even have a storm yet. It'll be here in a few hours because if it's pooping on him, it'll get to me eventually. Alrighty. Lost power. Can't be that hard to find power again. Oh, you'd be surprised. Wait for Jill, the author Robin DiAngelo accused of plagiarizing minority scholars in PhD thesis. Oopsie poopsie. Somebody might be stealing. The author of an anti-racist consultant who rose to fame and made a fortune scolding white people for their inherent bigotry has been accused of ripping off the work of 2 Asian American scholars in her 2004 doctoral thesis. Why do all of these lefties seem to just feel the need to steal from others? Oh, yeah, I forgot. They're redistributing the work. A complaint filed with the University of Washington and obtained by the Washington Free Beacon outlines 20 examples of alleged plagiarism in the White Fragility author's dissertation, Whiteness in Racial Dialogue, a Discourse Analysis. That sounds like made up bullshit. So she stole bullshit from bullshitters. Culturally appropriated? Maybe. I don't think they had Chat GPT then. But yeah, I mean, you could nowadays. The land doesn't belong to... That's a good question, Cannibal. I don't think I'm allowed to answer that one. All right. Among the examples cited are 2 paragraphs reproduced almost entirely from Northeastern University's Thomas Nakayama, who is Asian. Oh, he's American. Fuck off. His name's Tom. And co-author Robert Krizik, in which D'Angelo fails to provide adequate attribution. Another example in the complaint shows D'Angelo allegedly playing fast and loose with a paragraph written by Asian American professor Stacy Lee of the University of Wisconsin-Madison. In it, rather than clearly delineating that Lee had summarized the work of scholar David Theo Goldberg, the information was presented in such a way as to appear as though D'Angelo herself was providing the summary herself. You said herself twice. Unnecessary, New York Post. National Association of Scholars President Peter Woods told the Beacon that such a move is, in academic circles, tantamount to forgery. Nah, you're just stealing people's stuff. This just proves that white leftists are always projecting when they accuse other people of being racist colonizers and shit. Yeah, pretty much, Keldrick. On her own website's accountability statement, D'Angelo goes into great detail about how she claims to hold herself accountable in a variety of different contexts when it comes to her business and personal dealings with non-whites. Always cite and give credit to the work of BIPOC people who have informed your thinking. Yeah, I think you dropped the ball on that one. So yeah, she failed to provide credit where due. So she's a piece of shit. I'm sure that shocked everybody here. Allow myself to introduce myself. Exactly. Yeah, that was the famous line from Richie Cunningham. Wasn't that the Die Hard building? No, I think that was Nakatomi. Nakatomi Plaza. Oh, what's this? So yeah, so Robin D'Angelo is a piece of shit, and nobody was shocked. All right. We had Trump getting invited to the anniversary of the death of the soldiers at the gate in Afghanistan. So I think the 3-year anniversary. They didn't invite Biden because, well, let's face it, he looked at his watch while there were bodies going by. And Trump went to the event, and it went pretty well, apparently. So that was good. That one of the Gold Star family members was on TV talking about it. Let's see what else we got here. The Nashville school shooter Audrey Hale's manifesto is not going to be released because of, get this, copyright. Yeah. Some asshole actually said copyright issues. Monkey, it's probably your power strip got tripped. Try turning it off and on again. Yeah, no, I'm joking, but I hope it's not fucked up. So yeah, Audrey Hale's manifesto is being blocked on copyright grounds, which is total horseshit. But you know how this stuff works. They're going to do everything they can to keep that out of people's hands and see what the real motivation was. Just like the shooter in Pennsylvania and the one in Vegas. And interestingly, speaking of the shooter at the Butler PA thing, the father of Thomas Crooks is hiring some big shot criminal lawyer because the FBI is investigating him. And he's this big, kind of tubby dude with super bitch tits. So I don't know if maybe he ate an FBI agent or something. But yeah, they are actually investigating that guy. So there might be some kind of connection there. So we'll find out, I suppose, someday. I won't be alive for it because they're not going to release any of that information. And Mark Hamill decided that he was going to own Trump by going out and pointing at a sign that serves Trump footlongs that are 3 inches so he could eat one, I guess. Because, it's making fun of somebody's dick is funny. And, oh, look, it's a hot dog. Is Trump's penis in the room with you now, Mark? Sad, sad little man. So sad. Oh. All right, what's going on over at chat? I don't believe the FBI for anything. I don't either. It's like the whole WB copyrighted name bullshit. Yep, pretty much. Damn it, Jack, give me something to fap at. I can't show any video because that's something only the stream owner can do. Watch me pretend to eat Trump's dick. Lol, get owned. Exactly. Thank you for joining the channel, David, and supporting us over here. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, Dangerous. Apparently that was a big own because he took a picture of himself under the sign, making it like a little wiener sign and pointing at the advertisement. I don't know what he was doing. It's fucking weird. He's old and out of touch. But he looked really happy to be there. So I guess he really wanted to think about Trump's wiener covered in relish or something. People were mad because Trump did a thumbs up at one of the graves. Graves ignore the family doing the same. Yeah, I don't think anybody's really upset about that. They're just more ridiculousness. My eyebrows look like 2 caterpillars doing a mating dance. The older I get, the more I have to kind of keep an eye on my eyebrows, or I'll get like wizard eyebrows. It worries me. That's, after like 45, you start having to shave new areas. Like, you got to worry about your nose hair. Like, I got a buddy that has to trim his ear hair. I'm like, that's fucking gross, dude. You should probably get some Nair and clean that out. Young whippersnapper. I know, right? Hey, evil one. Windows is updating. Oh, yeah. Dude, it did that to me the other day, too. I was in the middle of doing something, and my computer just shuts off. And I was like, what the hell? And apparently I had scheduled it by accident for that time, and I lost my work. The DNC promised Mark some blue milk for his support. I'm starting to think the blue milk is code for, Trump spooge. Shaving my eyebrows since 36. Yeah, it hits everybody at different times. Gold bond. Oh, hadn't thought of that. Computer ate my homework. What is wrong with Mark? I don't know. He's a celebrity. They're all weird. You get to a point where you're like so famous, you get super bizarre. And I don't remember who said it, but somebody famous said, when you get famous, you stop aging at the point you got famous. You're sort of locked in that time frame because you've never had to grow. And Mark Hamill was pretty young when he did Star Wars and got super famous. So maybe he's just kind of stuck at like 19. Mark Hamill is MK Ultra. I rule nothing out. I think becoming famous rots your brain. Yeah, people lose their common sense. Like, people that should know better. Oh, Kanye said that. Yeah, that was probably the smartest thing Kanye's ever said. And I think it makes people really weird because eventually you don't know who you can trust, who's your real friend when you're famous. So if you don't get famous late in life, you're going to have all kinds of issues. What's more embarrassing for Mark Hamill, his political shenanigans or Last Jedi? Last Jedi. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think that kind of broke him actually because he was just mildly annoying with political shit before that. And now he's full on tarded. Wanted his son's ex-girlfriend to abort his future granddaughter. Yeah. Yeah, he's not a very good person. He may play a hero in the movies, but that doesn't mean he's one. Well, Jack, at Microsoft, their techs have the update problem. I think Microsoft does that on purpose. They're just messing with us. Or Skynet. Who knows? I had the joy of trying to explain. Okay, so occasionally when I'm talking to people, I make certain assumptions about them. Like they've heard of some things that I've heard about, that I'm interested in. And I had to explain what Mothman was to somebody. And I even pulled up a picture of the statue, which isn't even remotely accurate. And they were looking at me like I was a fucking nut job. They're like, somebody saw a giant moth. It was a couple inches or something. I was like, no, it's a giant bird man. What? That went about as well as you'd think. So I guess I'm not really one that should be making fun of celebrities. The more dumb stuff Mark says, less I feel sorry for him. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. See the reviews of the new Crow movie? No, I kind of want to see it because I like the Crow. I like the comics, and I liked the first movie with Brandon Lee. And one of the other ones was okay. How does someone not know what Mothman is? I know, right? Beats me. But apparently they're not on the internet much. How did you avoid that? What's with Dogman? Sounds like a retarded werewolf. No, Dogman is sort of a werewolf type creature, I guess. But he mostly hangs out in Michigan. And Bray Road in Wisconsin. A lot of weird stuff comes out of Wisconsin. I don't know if anybody's noticed that. It's really like a secret Florida of the North. You have to watch it. Oh, that's not good. Talk about as a crazy person in a group somewhere. Oh yeah, I am absolutely the crazy person in the group. I'm okay with that. Yeah, Dark Sayings Dogman, that is your wheelhouse. And the Rougarou, which is so... I hate the fact that you introduced me to that because I will occasionally just say Rougarou in a Scooby-Doo voice. And I'm sure people think that's weird. I was at the cinema when a promo for the new Crow came up. I heard behind me, this is really loud, why? Right? Best high-speed chases happen in Arkansas. Yeah, they do have a lot of high-speed chases in Arkansas. I don't understand that. It's okay to be a professional weirdo. People have more fun with their hobbies if they enjoy them, and you can embrace that. I am a very weird person. I'm okay with who I am. Skarsgård's in the new Crow movie? Damn. Suburban Sasquatch is a great fucking film. See, I like cheesy bad movies, so Crow looks like it's right in my direct wheelhouse there. See the Feast movies? I saw the first two. The first one was actually really funny, and that sex scene was so over the top. But when I saw the Project Greenlight, where they were making the movie, and I thought, oh, all right, I thought they were playing it like a serious horror movie because that actually looked pretty interesting. And then we watched the movie. I saw it with my brother, and it was so over the top. It was so funny. They really did a good job on that one. but I think I only saw the first two because I'm pretty sure it's a trilogy. The easiest show I've ever done. This is why you keep me around, monkey. It's the only reason I have a job. Stop being lazy. Nah, I'm pretty good at that. Bill Skarsgård is the Crow. Oh, that's who that is? Wow. Writing and pacing are awful. Oh, that's disappointing. Everything changed the day Harambe died. Yeah, that might have been one of those universal alignment things. Mercury's always in retrograde, so I could never keep up. It's what Leto was to Joker, and Sue says, ooh, ow. Ow. Yeah, usually Bill Skarsgård's a fairly good actor, but I didn't recognize him. Maybe it was the makeup, or I just wasn't paying that close of attention. There are a couple of good movies that are coming out, but I don't know. I've been watching old episodes of House, and that show probably should have ended around season 5. That's how the relationship's. That's lazy writing. Hey, Pat, how you doing? I should probably pull up some news here instead of just talking with chat. Well, let's see what's going on in the world out there. I know there's news that I had bookmarked, but I closed all the tabs. So that's helpful. And the opening of that again would be a giant pain in the ass. Oh, let's see what the Secret Service has to say for themselves. There's a headline here. Trump rally counter sniper Ben Schaefer gives damning verdict on FBI evidence tampering after assassination attempt. The SWAT counter sniper who was working the Trump rally in Pennsylvania where a gunman opened fire has issued a damning verdict on the FBI's alleged evidence tampering. Washington Regional SWAT counter sniper Ben Schaefer admitted that it was absolutely concerning that the roof of the AGR International Building, where gunman Thomas Matthew Crook, 20, was cleaned quickly after the July 13th assassination attempt. He also agreed with Republican lawmakers that it was suspicious that Crook's body was disposed of before an official autopsy could be released. This was at a panel discussion hosted by the Heritage Foundation on Monday. Schaefer then went on to acknowledge that Crooks should have been elevated from a person of interest to someone who would have warranted some type of investigatory detention by agents because he was using a rangefinder. Yeah. Thank you, Captain Obvious. The counter sniper was asked by Representative Corey Mills of Florida about the FBI's decision to roof of the AGR International Building, which former Secret Service head Kimberly Cheadle infamously said was too sloped to station an agent. Don't hire fat chicks. Do you find it odd that literally only days after the attempted assassination on President Trump, while the roof was too sloped to place individuals for counter-sniper operations, that wasn't too sloped of a roof for the FBI to go ahead and tamper, in my opinion, with evidence by washing the roof off that may have had significant evidence on it, Mills questioned Schaefer. Yes, I do. Oh, do you find it odd the body was released and cremated? He said, yes, absolutely. Man, there's a lot of pop-ups on here. Eric Prince, a former Navy SEAL who founded Blackwater in the 1990s, then said, it sounds like destruction of evidence. Wow, even the BlackRock guy is saying something fishy's going on. So yeah, I'll toss that link in chat. I'm getting a ton of pop-ups. Imagine my surprise, right? Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's roboting because it's trying to load all the ads. So the rest of the season is good once you get past that part. Oh. Yeah, too sloped for counter sniper, but not for sniper. Sure. Oh, thank you, Dark Resurrect. It's almost like they're trying to hide something. A 3-letter agency would never, right? Yeah, that's they would never ever do that. Oh yeah, Cannibal brings up a good point. Kabbalistic Wizard over on Rumble said that the Rougarou doesn't exist because you don't see any deep fried Rougarou in the area. They're just not good at catching that. Them gators, they don't really try and run. Donate to Jack. Yeah, give Jack money. Jack's poor. I remember when the Ducks were just there. Always thought we needed to calm down. Now they're always on. Hey, man, the way things are these days, I think we all need a little bit more calming meditation in our life, even if it's just background. This makes the Kennedy job seem like an above board thing. Yeah, it kind of does. So what are you guys all thinking about? What kind of topics are you looking at? I don't want to try to open too much. Seems to be fucking up my system. I sat on my plums. Ow. I'm too poor to have a like and share. That's absolutely okay, man. Just being here watching the show, hit the like button. That's really all we could ask. Thank you, Rfk Jr, for the generous donation. Thanks for the show, Jack. Hey, no problem. That's why Monkey keeps me around. You ever think about space? I think about space all the time and how we need to get to Mars. Stuck 0% cleanup. Oh, I fucking hate that. It'll go from 0 to like 50, but you don't know when. It's just going to happen at some point. Morning, all. Going back to bed. Oh, okay. Have a good one, young geezer. Yeah, I really hope that we could get into outer space. And those poor astronauts that have been stuck up at the space station because Boeing's rocket is a piece of garbage, they have to stay there until February so they can come back on a SpaceX rocket. That sucks. You're stuck up there for the next 6 months. You know how insanely bored they're going to be? Other crewmen are probably going to be coming and going on the Russian rockets, but, you know, they got to worry about getting captured or something. Space is fake. It's liquid. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been up there, so I don't rule that out either. Jumped up to 50 as you said it. See, fucking Microsoft, man. They know how to piss people off. Literally installed an SSD because Windows always took so long to update. Yeah, I was going to put an SSD in here, but I just need a new computer. Boeing needs to be shut down. Yeah, they're trying to kill astronauts. They're exporting out to the solar system their incompetence. Oh, yeah, I bet NASA really had to fucking hold their nose when they went and asked Elon to go bail them out. He'd probably send a rocket up just for that for enough money, but they're not going to do that. They don't give a shit about these astronauts. Thank you, Evolved Potato. We've known for decades that the FBI tampers and destroys evidence. Like, where's that front door from Waco that showed they fired first on surrendering men? Yeah, well, Janet Reno probably personally burned that one down. Taylor Swift smashed Michael Jackson's 35-year-old record. It's a good question, Shio. I can't read that one out loud, but we're all thinking it. Whoever invents an accurate progress bar for installations will get the Nobel Prize. Now, how about actually just relevant updates? Because I don't trust those fuckers. I think they're just saying they're updating and it's not actually doing anything. Can you jack off in space if you're not strapped down? You probably can, but it'd probably be more fun not to be strapped down because you could shoot across the room. Russia has sanctions on rocket rides. Yeah, that sounds surprising. Like I said, they'll probably just kidnap our people for ransom money anyway. Big political gravy train with Boeing. This really upset the apple cart. They keep shooting themselves in the foot. I don't know what's going on over at Boeing. Some of that with the planes is probably just poor maintenance. But there's also the thing of like, oh, we didn't install some rivets. That's just incompetence. 0 G cup shots. Can't give a pearl necklace in space. We don't know for sure. I bet somebody's tried it, but can you imagine like the little globs of your spooge floating around and smack some other scientist in the eye? You're never gonna live that down. Did you know Monday Matt is back on YouTube? You and Monkey blow his numbers out of the water. Oh wow, that's embarrassing for him. I didn't know he left again. He comes and goes occasionally. He gets little angry fits, I guess. I don't think about Matt ever. So, but it's nice to know we're beating somebody's numbers. Someone has to clean that 0 G splooge. Yeah, I know, but there's no space fluffers. By Steel Panther. I really need to start listening to Steel Panther. Apparently they are quite the sensation. Matt never left. His numbers just looked like they did, apparently. Oh. I'm sure there's a science experiment in there involved. Probably going to cost us $10 million. Is it really worth the risk? I mean, for science. He just deletes stuff so it looks like he left. Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, you're just hurting yourself and your monetization by deleting a bunch of stuff like that. I mean, I guess if you're switching formats or something, I would understand that. But I don't know. If somebody likes your old videos, you should probably have them up somewhere. Send you the live video that YouTube hasn't scrubbed that has titties in it. There's a lot of videos on YouTube that like you can see grooming ones, like learning how to give a Brazilian, where you can see vagina. So, but that's considered educational, so it's okay. Media's trying to say Kamala to not talk to media, at least they're now admitting they're worthless. Well, yeah. Matt is always watching. Yeah, I guess he's got alerts on his name. I find that a little obsessive. Like, dude, get a hobby. Matt's been on that path for a while to become the new Boogie. Boogie's just embarrassing. Who lies about not only having cancer, but getting molested? That's the trifecta. He hit the trifecta because it was fake cancer, crypto scam, and alleged that he got molested and can't provide proof of most of his accusations. So it's just sad. I think that should honestly be a career killer for him. But for some reason, people like watching that fat piece of shit. Somebody who's desperate for attention. Yeah, it's so sad. There's a lot of ways to succeed on YouTube. And being an attention sponge is not a healthy one. Yeah, exactly, Monkey. I love me and don't even have alerts on my name. Yeah, that's creepy and weird. I'm not reading that, Toby, but that's funny. Won my first cage fight earlier. Nice. Fucking parrot didn't even know what hit it. Yeah, the suicide baiting thing is just childish. Hey, Dragon Mage. Oh, I just won't be around. Oh, feel sorry for me. I'm a jolly fat guy. Well, shut up. People have real problems in their lives. And you're sitting here like, oh, woe is me. Boo-hoo. Yeah, you're right, Adabisi. My YouTube recommendation page has been flooded with raunchy videos. I didn't even look at anything raunchy. See, and when you try and find something raunchy, you won't. But when you're not looking for it, that's when it pops up. What's up, Aaron? Thank you, Eagle. Windows 11. I don't know what Monkey's using there. I'm at Windows 10 still because I'm lazy and I don't want to learn a new system. I'd still be using XP if I could. Or Vista. I liked Vista because I'm a noob. And I have no idea how any computer stuff works. And I liked Vista. Oh, yeah. Exactly, Pat. She's another one.
Motherfucker.
Oh, you're back. Holy shit. We could do a show again. Yay.
I feel like you've been doing a good job for the last half hour all by yourself.
I was just talking to chat. I come from chat, therefore they are my people.
I was just thinking, wow, it's gotten kind of quiet out there. Now it's getting loud again. Son of a bitch, that was fun.
Well, you'll be gone again in a little while, huh? Maybe the lightning is Windows updates. Just downloads them right into the ground.
That pissed me off because I've been purposefully putting up the latest update because it keeps popping up and going, hey, we're going to update it when I'm doing shit that I don't want interrupted.
Yeah.
But if there's a crash like that, it updates automatically and there is no getting around it.
Yeah.
And no, guys, I'm running Windows 10, not 11, because I have enough issues with 10. I'm not upgrading to their newest bullshit.
Not until I have to. I need a new computer anyway. I'm not going to try and install new shit on here and make it super complicated. I just don't have time to learn new stuff right now.
It's been a while since I've watched Matt, though. Yeah, it's what his wife says, too. Yeah, he never left the internet. He's always on. He just deletes shit so it doesn't look so bad that he only has like 5 viewers.
Oh, that's rough.
Last I saw, he had a co-host, and I tuned in. And I'm not trying to be mean here, but it was boring as fuck. It was like watching the DNC convention where they tried to be like all upbeat and yay, like it was like a morning zoo show, but with no humor.
Oh,
yeah, it was just sad.
That's harsh.
Speaking of sad, I asked you about the Crow reviews because they're like worse than the Borderlands one, man.
Wow.
Yeah, everybody's dogging this movie.
Oh, yeah, I kind of want to see it, but I do like revenge films. So
the greatest review I saw of it said that it's Skarsgård doing an impression of Leto doing an impression of Brandon Lee.
Wow, that's a lot of Inception going on there.
A little harsh.
Yeah. I really don't like Jared Leto as an actor. I think he's incredibly overrated. He could do like the brooding guy kind of thing, like in some romance shit, probably, but I really think his career is so artificial.
Shio, thank you so very much for that. I can't read that one. Everything I had planned for the show is gone, Jack.
Oh.
Yeah. We can get into what we were talking about with Kamala there. She's decided, after challenging Trump to a debate and being like, he won't debate me. He's a pussy. He's like, fine, fucking let's do it. And now her campaign is like, we need to change the rules.
Yeah. She agreed to one lousy debate. And now they want to change the rules after agreeing to it.
Yeah, the rules that she wants to change is she wants to be able to have note cards.
You don't get note cards. This isn't high school. You're supposed to be a professional.
She wants to be able to sit down for it. Which
I don't care about.
They've been doing at some of the vice presidential debates. But no, they don't need to be sitting down and just stand up at the podiums. That's fine. And the one that they're trying to, the one that just actually absolutely shocks me is they're trying to pretend that Trump is the one who really desperately wants the muting rule. That was put in to try to limit Trump's reach. They wanted to rein him in. Do you remember this shit? This wasn't that long ago.
No, that was like one of their sneaky upper hand tricks. Like, we'll silence him.
And it showed the truth of what we've actually seen in the debates, if you pay attention, that, yeah, Trump occasionally interrupts, but he wasn't the one who was doing it. If you go back to the 2020 debates, Biden's the first one to interrupt.
Yeah.
And Biden was doing it all through the one with the muting going on because you could hear him in the background. But yeah, they're now like he seems that we want to have an open discussion and we shouldn't have to mute the mics. This was done. When are the Democrats going to fucking learn that it doesn't matter? Trump is going to beat them if they try to go head to head in a debate with him.
Yeah,
He's a showman. They're not.
Exactly. He's got that like P.T. Barnum effect.
Yeah.
You're going to have a hard time going against somebody with natural charisma. It's true of any speaker.
Did you see that the little opening thing that the Democrats did for Stephen Colbert's show?
No.
It's so cringy. Hang on, we got to watch it, but we're not going to watch their version of it. We're going to watch Esty, or however the fuck you say her name, the chick who does the Kamala impression.
Oh, okay. Real quickly, thank you, Frosted Glass. I'm going to invest in a special spacesuit that lets you jerk it in space. Then I'll do it while floating just above Earth. I'll produce the first nut to enter Earth's atmosphere. Then I'll impregnate a chick with it and see if the kid has superpowers. Yeah, that's fair.
Before we get to that, I do want to show here's the statue of Neptune that I was talking about a little while ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I fucking thing's huge too. But yeah, it's really cool. It's one of the few things to actually see in Virginia Beach.
There from the beach.
Oh, well, I mean, it's a city to go see, but there's not like it's not like if you go to Chicago, somebody will say, "Hey, make sure you go eat at this place" or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of a bland city, really.
You have a Rumble rant that you didn't get.
Oh, thank you, Dangerous. God is not a strategy. Thunder starts. I'm not saying it's God. Don't take it out on me. Also, people can't afford food, gas, or housing, but we are joyful. The fuck is wrong with you? There was a good TikTok I saw from a Democrat. It's like, I went to the DNC thing, and it's a chick, and she's like, I'm not sure I'm even a Democrat anymore. All this joyful crap they kept talking, they didn't talk about the economy at all. She goes, there's nothing joyful. I thought you were the party of the people, and it just felt like I was surrounded by elites. Like, huh?
Yeah,
shocking.
No policy. Both Tim Walz and Kamala Harris presented no policy ideas. It was all platitudes.
Okay, before we get to that, I have another donation here. Let me get this real fast. Evolved Potato, thank you. If you want to get back tabs that have been closed, press Control-Shift-T. While in your browser, it will open up the latest closed tab, or the last closed tab. If a group of tabs close at the same time, it will bring back the group. The issue with that is I had two different windows open, and the ones that have all the stories was the first set of windows I opened, and then I opened a second set for the show. It opened up the ones for the show itself, my chat box, the actual StreamYards. So in a perfect world that would work, but don't worry, we'll find stuff to talk about, including this, Jack. These totally hip Democrats, man. You gotta love the hip Democrats. So this is them opening the Colbert Show.
I did see this.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday.
Oh, Esther. I fucking love her.
She's funny.
If you watch it, the politicians, they have like no movement to their bodies. Even Julia Louis-Dreyfus manages to get the hip swing in there.
Yeah.
The politicians, even the gay guy can't dance. What the fuck?
They're just also rigid. It's sad. And you can, somebody pointed this out. You can see Nancy Pelosi saying 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
And some comedy genius cut out just the AOC thing and looped it so it looks like she's giving handies.
Yes, I saw that.
And he said, do with this with you what you will, or something like that.
The one I saw said, what do you expect us to do with this? Yeah, I don't know why who thought like, yeah, that'll be cool. Have a bunch of stiff old white people in AOC kind of dance. I don't know, but they're the cool kids, Jack.
It's just sad.
It's pathetic. Yeah, Trump is totally afraid of debating Kamala.
Oh, yeah,
I love that every time he
about
agreed, they're like, "You're afraid of us," and he's like, "Fine, fuck it, let's do it." They're like, "Hey, we have rules."
Yeah, like Harry Simpson was like, he's trying to get out of debating Kamala. No, he's not. Not at all. He's not afraid of Harris. She's got a garbage record. The only thing he has to do every time she's like, we're going to fix the border, he'll be like, why haven't you yet?
Right. I'm just reminded of like you getting into a street fight with somebody, like they're like, "Come on, let's fucking fight." All right, fine. Hey, no hitting in the face.
Yeah.
But you said you wanted to fight.
Yeah, they want to talk and say they want to fight, but they don't want to fight.
Anyway, SD's video here is fucking amazing. I'm gonna throw it into chat for those who want to watch the full thing, because she goes on with her Kamala impression from there. I don't know if you paid attention to that, but we were only like 10 seconds into a 2-minute video.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for the debate. When she was on Megyn Kelly's show, and she had made a video about this on her Twitter, she was talking about how Kamala is so formulaic that there's really nothing left to make fun of, because she just repeats herself constantly. So at least with the debate, there'll be some off script moments so that SD has something to work with.
I hope so.
Me too. I fucking love her.
Kamala's just got platitudes, and even in her DNC speech, it used a lot of parts from her other speeches that she's been giving.
Yeah.
You know, the recycled ones. It's really sad.
For our next bit, we have to bring up a Krasenstein because, of course,
Christ.
They must have finally got their check from the DNC because they were going hard today. Oh, Tyrai, did my thing not go through? Oh, sorry, it did. Way back when. This was back at, wow, almost an hour ago. Did we step back into old TV shows like Donna Reed and the fantasy angle for Kamala? I mean, Democrats live in a fantasy already. Maybe they watch too much of WandaVision. And so they're like, hey, people like old shows again. Let's pretend we're like that. And I'm so sorry I missed that, Tyra. Thank you so very much.
The kids love that Lucille Ball lady.
Yes. It is amazing to me that they really act like that. All right. Make sure I got the right thing on the screen. Yeah. So Tulsi Gabbard came out and endorsed Donald Trump. Can I just point out that the last two major endorsements of Donald Trump came from far left liberals?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive that even lefties are starting to be like, you know what? Harris is a bit far, you guys.
They, again, if the press was honest, they would like Trump. But he's got the R behind his name now, so like, can't like him.
Yeah, he's always been more of a centrist Democrat-leaning guy. So they just don't like him because of the letter, I guess. The fact that he's a winner.
They were touting that 200 former employees of Republican administrations in Congress are out against Trump, like it's fucking news, like it's not people that already were. It's people from the Bush campaign, the Romney campaign, the McCain campaigns, and Romney and McCain in Congress. And there was one other, I forget who it's all fucking people who don't like Trump and have been very loud about it. But like, look, even Republicans don't like him.
A bunch of neocons don't like him. What the fucking do?
I mean, you have somebody like, look, I know he's dead and we're not supposed to talk ill of the dead, but John McCain was a fucking piece of shit. And he constantly, when he was running for office, was like, we're going to fix the border. And then he'd get into office and like, nah, never mind.
Yeah, John McCain loved war too, because he was fighting in it. Remember his whole thing about bombing Iran?
Oh, like,
dude, what is wrong with you? You were a POW. Why do you love war so much?
because it gets him elected.
Yeah, it's sad.
All right, so surprise, surprise, Tulsi Gabbard has endorsed Trump, the woman who sued Hillary Clinton for claiming she was a Russian asset and later dropped the case, and who appeared on Russian state media outlets like RT to criticize the U.S. military, has endorsed Trump. Reminder, more than 200 Bush, McCain, and Romney alums have endorsed Kamala Harris for president. His hit against Tulsi here, I mean, he gets the Russian state media. She just spoke the truth about how the war's going and how we shouldn't send our people over there. But she sued Hillary for lying about her, but she dropped the case. Hey, Brian, do you remember when you gave the federal government $450,000 to stay out of prison?
So that they would drop the case? Interesting.
Yeah.
Brian's a bit disingenuous.
Yeah, his was a legal, a criminal legal case, and this is a one that would be harder to prove. She didn't drop the case because, oh no, I actually am a Russian asset. That's fucking retarded. But this is what they have to do. She was a Bernie bro, guys. She was a fucking Bernie bro.
Yeah.
And now he's going to try to paint her out as some kind of right-wing nut job.
Yeah, and saying that a bunch of like pro-war so-called right-wingers are upset at Trump is not the own you think it is.
It's
Trump
not.
kept us from getting involved in more wars, started dialing things back. I don't know why these guys want war so badly. It's weird.
Look at the name. Bush, McCain, and Romney alums. Okay, 2 out of 3 are fucking losers, first of all. And Bush barely scraped by in the first one and probably wouldn't have been reelected without 9/11. So, what is the own here? Hey, look, a bunch of rhinos don't like Trump.
Yeah, those are all pro-war people. They want us involved in every skirmish from Bosnia to Mogadishu to Beirut. If there's a fight breaking out in a schoolyard, they'd probably want to send the military in because it's not their kids that are dying.
Yeah. I just don't understand why the left doesn't like Donald Trump. I really don't. If you're looking at policy and stuff, he should have been the one to replace Biden on the ticket.
You would think, but
the only places where he disagrees with them, or at least their public statements up until 2016, is on taxes.
And the border.
No, if you go back and look, they were hard on the border until 2016.
Oh.
You have Clinton, you have Obama, both of them going, we got to do something about this fucking border. And it's not until Trump says it that suddenly they're like, nah, I mean, how dare you be xenophobic like that?
Oh, you bigots. You filthy bigots.
And they're getting back on the bandwagon because they have to, because it's such a losing fucking issue with them. So, yeah, it's amazing that when it comes to the policy and stuff, if you're looking at just straight policy, Trump is their guy, other than taxes. I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't. Other than it is just a cult, and the Democrats work for the press. Make no mistake, that is the way it works. The Democrats work for the press.
The Overton window has shifted so far that they're even more extreme with the communist mentality. They're a bunch of godless heathens. Let's just say it.
I want to point out I finally agreed with Tim Pool. This is his own post, by the way. He retweeted this.
You finally on the Civil War train?
No. He scratched out everything else he wrote in his original tweet, and it just now reads, also, I'm a retard, which I agree. He's a retard.
Yeah. It's nice to see we can unify.
Trump bringing everybody together. He was trying to be edgy. Because there's people, his original point was a bad one. He says, I'm refusing to vote for Trump because I'm anti-intervention and he isn't going to disband NATO. He's trying to make a point. I saw Lauren Chen. Some trans person made a video in favor of Trump, and she's like, there's a trans person who's in support of Trump. I'm out, y'all. So apparently she's not going to vote for Trump. And that's fine. Vote however the fuck you want to. But the trans person said that Trump would support trans people and protect abortion. And she's like, this is I'm out, y'all.
I don't think Trump ever said that.
Whatever.
But yeah, this baby brain mentality that because you have one issue, you're not going to work with people that you disagree with through a common cause of stopping the commies. Seriously, grow up, you guys. There's a time you have to work with people that you don't like. You may not agree with them on everything, but you can agree on some things. You're going to have to work with those people at some point.
It would be one thing to me if they were taking a full-on stance, but it's not. It's because certain people, call them people, they're not really, but have decided that this is a Christian nation and everything's got to be the Christianish Christian. For the Christians in our audience who are reasonable people, please plug your ears for a second. You can take your Christianity and shove it right up your ass when we're talking about public policy. I don't give a fuck. And if that's how you want to vote, fine, but it's not an argument. Thank you, Dangerous. The old Republicans don't like Trump. Good. Shows they don't understand why people like Trump. By the way, that clip earlier looks like people who don't understand how to play rock, paper, scissors. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
No, there's a big this is a Christian nation kind of moment going on. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. Those of you who are trying to push that nonsense, you're more likely to cost Trump the election than, and you're going to get Kamala, the heathen, the fucking commie, because Trump left abortion to the states and he's not going to lock up trans people.
Yeah.
It just makes me wonder. It makes me, because we've seen this kind of stuff about Trump, right? He's going to get rid of abortion and he's going to lock up the trans people. That comes from crazies on the left.
Yeah, he's
how the fuck.
He's
Go ahead. We have a little bit of a lag.
Sorry,
storm.
Yeah,
my bad.
No, he's come out and said that he's not going to sign a national abortion ban.
Yep.
Because it's a states' rights issue. And okay, if you're only concerned about abortion, but we've got to worry about a lot of things right now. Pending wars, which is starting to look a little bit like the Book of Revelation out there. All these people flooding through our southern border. There are a lot more issues than just one thing going on. And we're going to have to work with people that we don't necessarily agree with on a lot of things. Just to stem the tide of all the collapse that's coming in the communists. I mean, we have to start admitting what we're dealing with here. And a lot of this is communism.
Dark Resurrect, thank you for that. Feminist, $12. The U.S. was founded with Christian morality and ideals, but not as a Christian nation. People need to learn the fucking difference. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, nobody's trying to ban Christianity yet.
Well, yes.
I won't put that beyond Kamala, honestly, but unfortunately, we have a lot of secular issues that we have to deal with.
Yes.
And it's important that we find a way to stop the evils that are going on. There's a lot of really bad stuff these people want to institute. Price controls. That's going to crush the food markets for sure. Probably our entire economy, too.
Yep.
Look what it did to... That's how they got bread lines, you guys. They did price controls. Oh, you can't charge more than this. Well, they're not going to make as much. Yeah, I don't want to tell people how to vote. If your conscience tells you that you can't do it because of your religion, that's your business.
Yep.
But I don't think that that's necessarily what God would want, personally. I think that we have to learn to live together and get along at least civilly for the sake of shared beliefs in freedom and, the right to get along.
Mofo asked me if I'm using Windows 10 or Pro or Home. I'm using Pro. It says there's a way to disable Windows Update. You would think so. But Mofo also said, isn't Lauren Chen Canadian? Last I knew, but when she says she's out, you have to remember she does, even as a Canadian, stick her nose in U.S. politics.
Well, the Canadians can't help themselves. They're up there wishing they were us.
Yeah. And I have no problem with people having their opinions. Like, if a British person wants to think the U.S. sucks, they're British. What do I care? But there is something to the notion that certain people have a reach, and she's one of them. It might not be enough to sway an election, Jack, but
yeah,
if this is what you're going to leave on, fine. I'm not going to support Trump. I'm going to support the one that is hiring a guy who made his state a sanctuary city or a sanctuary state for kids who want to chop off their genitals.
Yeah. Look, just because
Sure.
people you don't like are supporting the same person you are is not necessarily a reason to not vote for them.
Hey, I am all for not voting for anyone you want to for whatever reason you decide, but I'm also of the opinion that I'm allowed to say you're a fucking retard for it.
Yeah, look, I do dumb shit all the time, so
Yeah.
it's fair, But real quick though, thank you, Tyrai. Tulsi is still an officer in the reserve / guard. It isn't a good look of her going on Russian state media and saying anything against her own side hustle. She lost me when she said disparaging comments about Trump was president and she was still in the military. Yeah, that's fair. I don't like the fact that she was a gun grabber for a very, very long time and is now trying to backpedal from that.
I thought Tulsi left the guard.
She might have, but while she was in the reserve, she was talking to Russian Times.
Oh no, apparently she is still. I don't know how things like the Hatch Act and that kind of stuff works when you're in the guard.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, I've never been a Tulsi fan. When everybody was like, go Tulsi, I was here going, she's a commie, y'all. There were a lot of people who got mad at me for that because no, she's against war. I'm against war without being a commie. And hopefully she actually has come around from her commie ways.
Yeah, I mean, we can always hope, but I'm going to need a little proof first. Trust but verify sort of thing. Trust is earned,
Well, I was watching Megyn Kelly earlier, and she's talking about, she calls him Rfk Jr. And she said a great place for him would be at the head of, is it NPR? What is the national media thing where we don't actually have a national media, but we do? Public broadcasting. Put him in charge of that. And I'm like, because he's all for free speech. Like, this is the guy who wanted to arrest people for an opinion.
Yeah, on climate change of all things.
I get it. He's on your side now on some stuff, but can we at least pay attention? I'm glad that he came out and endorsed Trump because I think it'll help Trump win, and I think the Democrats need to know that they can't pull the shit that they pulled on Trump with their legal maneuverings. But I am in no way like RFK Jr. is great. He should have been VP. No.
Just because somebody agrees with you on some things doesn't mean you should trust them with positions of power.
Yeah, you work with them where you can, and then you're like, okay, go back to your compound.
Yeah, go back to your lunatic farm. Go hug a tree or something, weirdo. But thank you for helping get Trump elected. That You don't implicitly do everything somebody wants just because you agree on a single issue. You just have to be able to work with them to achieve common goals.
Would nudes from Tulsi be sufficient proof? I'd look.
Yeah, I would definitely look.
Dark says, don't give RFK or Tulsi any power. They are not to be trusted. Yes. I'm all willing to take their support for Trump because I really want him to win this time, but I do not trust them in any kind of power position. There are two reasons why Republican men like Tulsi. I'll let you guess what those are. Man, that picture with her with the surfboard. God damn, that was hot.
Yeah, it was.
Dark Conservatarian, thank you. Money for my favorite cynical bachelor and slightly less cynical family man talking about politics. Thank you so much.
Yes, I am a bit black-pilled these days.
You are more cynical than me, and I'm not used to that kind of... I'm used to being the most cynical one.
I like to help out.
You make me feel normal.
You're welcome.
The song Natural Woman came on the other day, and I'm like, is this transphobic? You know, it's like, you make me feel like a natural woman.
Do you think Rachel Levine sings that?
I don't know.
I bet it does.
It kind of sounds like it should be the anthem for trans women.
Yeah.
Or it's the most transphobic thing ever.
Oh, probably a little column A, a little column B, you know? I don't think that the younger people know about that song, so they haven't
Eagle
had
says,
a chance to be judgy.
Confirm Monkey's gay. No, it was on a TV show. I didn't turn it on the radio. I don't like that song.
Ironically, that TV show, Bosom Buddies.
Dangerous Spaces, thank you. The old Republicans don't... Oh, I already read that one. Never mind. My thing just refreshed, so my bad. But thank you anyway. Change natural to actual. Well, I mean, natural is the biological, you know, that's where I was going with nature.
No, those surgeons are totally natural.
And you say they haven't found it yet, but I mean, they remember when millennials found Friends about a decade after it was relevant, and they were like, oh my God, this show, they make gay jokes on it. It's so problematic. I kind of want to sit down all of the kids of today and just let them watch TV shows from the 70s.
Oh, man. Get some old Chico and the Man and Sanford and Son, Jeffersons.
And do you remember how you guys have to realize that these shows at the time that they're playing on television, they were considered safe. You know what I mean? You had to be very careful what you could say on television in prime time.
Yeah.
And if you played it for these little pussy ass bitches today, they would cry.
Yeah. Oh man, some Flip Wilson where he does like drag sketches and stuff like that.
Oh, it's amazing to me. It's amazing.
It's tragic, really, because I mean, if they're that upset over some TV show that they didn't know existed 5 minutes before you showed it to them, in a real crisis, they are going to be completely worthless. If anything, they may be a hindrance to you.
Misfit says, I have to say, I'm feeling much more cynical these days. I'm actually an optimist. But I'm one who understands reality too. It's a weird conundrum.
Yeah, like I want to be an optimist. I really do. I want nothing better than great things for all of us. But I just can't get myself there, man. Not yet.
I've lost a lot of faith in humanity because of things like the trans debate, right? That rages at the same time they're telling us, hey, you got to get this shot for science, right? You guys don't believe. I've spent the last 30 years arguing with people. Oh, fuck, I'm that old. 30 years arguing with people over global warming and told I have to trust the science. But then they take science that's pretty fucking settled because we've been cutting each other open after we die for a long fucking time to see what's on the inside. And now suddenly we can't figure out whether or not having gonads makes you a guy or not. Now we're like, oh, it's questionable because there's a spectrum. Spectrum has become almost as annoying to me as fallacy. Everything's a goddamn spectrum these days. And
that's a spectrum fallacy, Monkey.
I feel like it's part of the gay agenda, because what's a rainbow, Jack? It's the light spectrum. See?
Oh.
It's the gay agenda out there to get us.
I thought it was the lovers, the dreamers, and me.
I don't.
Oh, that's the Rainbow Connection. My bad.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't get the reference.
Yeah, Kermit the Frog doesn't lie to me.
Holy shit.
What?
I brought up the first thing that you linked, and that is really fucking loud.
Well, your microphone was quiet earlier.
No, here, let me we'll bring it up on the screen, and I'm gonna need your help on this one, because that volume is ridiculous.
What?
Huh?
911, what is your emergency?
Yeah, this is the warm-up one. It's fine for me, but you could probably turn it down just a hair.
That's at half. I've already turned it down.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
All right. So we have 911 emergency.
911, what is your emergency?
Yes.
Why does that look like a sideways vagina?
I don't know. It's supposed to be a sound wave. Oh, real quick. Thank you, Evolved Potato. As a Gen Z person, I will say Friends need to be canceled. Not for being problematic or any of that shit, but because it's not funny, and people need to realize that fact. Friends is just funny, and is just as funny as the Big Bang Theory. Yeah, I'm actually with you, Evolved, but me and Monkey disagree on this point. I never got into Friends, but I did like Coupling, the British show that was infinitely funnier, but Monkey would hate that one. So I think it's just a taste thing, but yeah, I never really liked the Big Bang Theory either, because it's mostly just kind of sad. Like, wow, they're trying to trick losers into thinking they're going to get these pretty girls. It's not going to happen, guys. You're just weird and awkward. Find another weird and awkward person.
Big Bang Theory is funny if you don't actually know any nerd culture.
Yes. It's normie. It's nerddom for normies.
Yeah. Dangerous, thank you. I hate the Friends was all the phobic shit. Chandler's embarrassment of his dad was from being over the top. Ross was insanely supportive of his gay ex-wife. It was actually pretty progressive. It was really progressive. But occasionally they made jokes like when Ross was wearing the earring. Like, what, we don't make enough fun of you already? Or when Joey had the purse. Where, oh my God, they made a joke that could be gay phobic. Fuck off.
Yeah,
all right.
For it.
Let's get back to our vagina here.
I need a police officer over here at 7th Corner.
What's going on?
I've got 2 teenage daughters, and I just got home from work. They were physically fighting with each other, and one of them kicked a hole in a door. And they're 12 and almost 14. And
oh, she said. I thought she said twin daughters. Never mind. She said 2 teenage daughters. All right.
Yes.
12 is not a teenager, by the way.
No,
the 12-year-old is completely out of control, and I can't. I physically, if she's as big as I am, I can't control her.
Okay, did you want us to come over to shoot her?
What? What?
Just let it play.
That's where you go?
Are you there?
Excuse me?
That's a joke. Okay, so
who are you? What is your name?
Mike Forbes.
Okay, that's not funny, Mike. And guess what? I'm going to file a formal complaint.
I don't blame you a bit.
Because you know what? This is really not very funny.
I know it's not, ma'am.
Well, guess what? It's not going to be very funny when I go in front of your supervisor and tell him.
I understand.
I guess he can just listen to the tape.
Yes, he can. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Well, sorry doesn't say it. I need a police officer.
Hold on. 911, what is
I guarantee
your emergency?
Oh, okay.
911.
Just restarted. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry,
I
bud.
guarantee you that Mike Forbes is the dude that he hates in the office. That's
Right.
not this guy's name.
Oh man. It was funny. It was funny. Absolutely, it was. However, when somebody's calling 911, probably not the time to make jokes.
Yeah, I mean, unless you really hate your job and you want to get fired,
Right.
that's a bad thing to do as a dispatcher.
is funny. Is just and frankly, she's calling, unless she really does want those children to be arrested, which these days apparently. Hey, lady, where's your husband?
You're funny.
Oh, see, my mom never had to pull that. My mom was never like, wait till your dad gets home. Mom took care of business. I was more afraid of my mom than my dad.
Yeah. Oh, well, dad spanked harder, but mom was the spotter. Like, that's the kid over there. And then dad would just like a missile come over and remind you who's in charge.
Being a Navy brat, I mean, wait till your father gets home. Like, he ain't gonna be home till July, Mom. The fuck do I care?
You're gonna have forgotten about this by then.
Yeah, no shit. All right. Oh, fuck. What is this?
It's not like they're in an order where you're gonna be upset with me by the end.
This is some Taylor Lorenz looking bitch talking about masking. I can see it on the screen. It's not my fault, Jack. It says, if you believe in collective liberation, I don't know what that third flag is.
Doesn't matter at this point.
What, she got the Palestinian? Y'all are trying to ruin watermelon and go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, you can't take watermelon, all right? It's delicious, and go fuck you. Okay.
It's the same colors as their flag. All right. So leave that stuff alone. Not a she. Oh, is this a dude?
No, that's I think a girl.
Well, let's hear their voice and we'll try to make a determination.
Pro-Palestinian, and you.
Oh, we got to turn them back up, and they kind of sound like the retarded girl who used to sometimes be on Facts of Life.
She's not retarded. I think she's hearing impaired.
I said she sounds like her.
Oh, fair enough.
And I'm not making fun. Go watch. I'm sure there's clips on. How would you look that up? Because you can't look up retarded girl on Facts of Life on YouTube.
I will endeavor to find out.
Maybe Blair's cousin? Because wasn't it Blair's cousin?
Shit, I don't remember.
Anyhow.
Retarded girl. Facts of Life. We're doing it live. Leo is retarded. Jerry's comedy show from Facts of Life. I think that's her. Yeah. Did you say Blair's retarded? Cousin. Yeah, you can find it this way.
Can you? Nice. She was retarded. I mean,
yeah.
Anyway.
Blair's cousin, professional comedian Jerry Tyler.
Palsy comic. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Pro-Palestinian, and you believe in the liberation of Palestine and other oppressed countries, you need to be masking. You should.
All right, before she gives us her explanation, and it's impossible to tell if it's a girl or a guy because of the fucked up voice there. You should wear a mask if you believe in liberation. I'm just trying to figure out how those dots connect.
Well, who are the most liberated women on the planet, Monkey? Muslim women. You know why? They wear masks.
In fundamentalist Muslim countries, yeah.
Yeah, the beehive outfit. That's freedom. That is ultimate freedom. You are free from the male gaze then.
Should be masking. I just matched with this woman on Bumble BFF, like a friend, and she was really excited because I was like, yeah, I also believe in the downfall of imperialism. And she was like, oh, great. I'm looking for more friends who are on my same page about this.
This is the issue with the internet. Tards can find each other.
Well, look at gang stalking.
I'm going to start a Democrat grouping to help people find each other. And I'm just going to call it tards.com.
The more I evolve and, believe in collective liberation, the more I have to meet different friends who are kind of on that level too. And I was like, oh my gosh, same. I've been going through a big evolution. And
the more I think this thing, the more I need it reinforced constantly.
This is what happens when people don't go to church anymore. You don't have any of the social networks that would bring, or the social cohesion, and you end up with all these people getting really weird.
Massive says scary eyes. Yeah, I've been paying attention to her eyes. She keeps doing this weird thing with them. I don't. Maybe that's how deaf people think you enunciate. I have no idea.
No, she's crazy.
It's hard to keep up with the friendships, you know? And then I mentioned about being COVID cautious, which is on my profile. And then she was like, yeah, so do you find it hard to still be COVID cautious when nobody else is? And so I just said, like, you know what, it's gotten easier with finding virtual communities and in real life communities, my local mask block.
I'm sorry, did she say mask block?
Yep. They're like Black Block, but with masks.
So just like Black Block.
Yeah. They run away from things like people cough or anything like that. Yeah, they're pussies. It's just sad.
How is COVID fear an identity now?
I don't know, but when she said mask block, that was right when I was like, Monkey has got to see this.
Mask block. God damn these people.
It's bad enough that like they have to go to the internet because they're too socially awkward to make friends in real life, unless there's like a diaper on their face. It's so weird. These people are super weird. COVID did something to people, and it wasn't because of the illness. It was just the social isolation made people 10 times weirder than they were before.
I don't think it's that. I think it's that we have raised these people to be such pussies that when something came along that scared them, they couldn't get away from it. Do you remember that even after like, okay, COVID's basically under control now, and people are like, I just can't deal with going and being around people. Oh, I'm so scared.
They're incapable of coping mechanisms because they have none. This goes back to what I was talking about earlier. They are so indoctrinated to be helpless. It's a learned helplessness that we never taught people before. And look at how bizarre it's made people.
By the way, living your life this way, you're going to get yourself killed because your immune system's going to be weak as fuck.
Oh, yeah. You'll get like some black mold or something in the house, or some kind of other regular thing that you would be able to fight off. But your immune system's shot because you're never exposed to anything. And you're breathing in all the microparticles from the masks. It's going to get like something that caught up in your brain or whatever. These people are going to be significantly unhealthier. They're not going to have an immune system. And they're just going to be miserable. They're spending all this time going out of their way to avoid what is effectively a nasty flu.
And I just want to remind you that the whole masking thing, the love with it in the United States happens because of the original COVID.
Yeah.
It starts with that. You got your swine flu or your bird flu, then swine flu. And Asians started wearing masks for no fucking reason. None.
Well, most Asians wear it because of smog.
Yes.
It's got nothing to do with the flu, but you'd see all the news clips where they're talking about SARS and all these Asians are wearing masks.
Yep.
It's just B-roll footage of people walking around on a smoggy day. You see it in Tokyo and Beijing, pretty much any major Asian city.
The original SARS killed less than 1,000 people.
Yeah.
It infected less than 10,000. And like, we got to mask up because we saw NBC News and there were little yellow people. Whoops. Might have went a bit old school there. There were Asian people with masks on.
Yeah, it's man, what happened to the yellow peril when we just thought the Chinese were like scary looking monsters, and now we're all trying to mimic them for something
Stupid
totally
reasons.
unrelated?
Yeah. Anyway, the Japanese wear masks when they are sick so they don't give it to other people.
Yeah, they do that too. If you're sick, they'll wear a mask around you because they don't want to get sick. They're a very germophobic culture, but they largely wear the masks because of the smog.
It's nonsensical. Anyway,
I just always mask, and
you're not masked right now. I'm just saying, if you were truly mask conscious, you would have one on all the time, even like when you sleep and shit. Cryptic, thank you so much. Did someone say yellow?
Hi,
Yeah.
Cryptic.
I'm gonna lie and say I was listening to Bruce Springsteen. That's why I said yellow. People love the song "Born in the USA." He talks about the yellow man in there.
Oh yeah,
he does. That's a line in the song, to go kill the yellow man.
I don't go in crowds, and that's kind of what I do. And also, we should be masking for Palestine and Congo and Sudan and all these other oppressed countries because, spreading disease is a form of, oppression, which is.
I want to take my face diaper and make it political. Look at that crazy eyes right there. That pause game. If some chick is looking at you like that, it's time to back out of the room. Do not turn your back on her. There will be a knife buried in it. She's already killed your pets.
She just said something so stupid it actually broke me a little bit.
I know. That's why you had to see this. Because I told you, I already made the decision before I ever made it this far. I was like, mask block? Yeah, we're watching this one. Oh, thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. That's very generous of you. She looks like she'd bite your junk off. Oh, absolutely. And not all the way either, just enough to make you in pain, and then should slowly take it off.
Been used. It's colonialism. It's white supremacy. That's what they did. They spread diseases on purpose. And
one time, and it didn't even have the effect. She's talking about the blankets and the Indians, with smallpox.
What was it? 50 years before germ theory came about.
Yeah, the majority of the die-off from disease was absolutely accidental. You had two civilizations separated by a fucking ocean. Different animals, different bugs.
Totally different environments.
I should have said insects and different diseases.
Mm-hmm.
There were white people who died from Indian diseases.
Yeah. Europeans had been exposed to more diseases because our sailors had moved around more. And most of the tribes that they were coming in contact with were pretty isolated.
Yep.
Especially in North America. South America, you had like the Incas and the Aztecs, a fairly large civilization. They were affected by specific diseases, smallpox, cholera, shit like that. But the ones up north were much more isolated. So it wiped out. Plus, there was a big plague before that, before the American or the British and the Spanish came. There was already a big plague that wiped out a whole bunch of North America. So it's very disingenuous.
It's a lie. The Dark Conservatarian, thank you. If these virtue signalers are going to wear masks to rally their allies, I'm going to get a Gadsden snake tattoo on my face to rally my allies. There you go.
That might actually be really badass if you get a good one.
Don't do it on your face. Do it on your neck.
There's somewhere where you can cover it up, just so you can maintain a professional decorum.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist donation. Spreading disease is oppression. So what about AIDS? Oh, no, we decriminalized that now, remember?
Oh, Frosted, that is one of my favorite jokes of his. It says, as Jimmy Carr once said, if we invested in netting for people in Africa, we could keep so many mosquitoes from getting HIV.
Jimmy Carr is my spirit animal.
I fucking love Jimmy. Anyway, let's finish with the Tard girl here. And I'm calling her a tard not because of how she sounds, but what she's saying.
Yeah, it's really dumb.
Real quick, thank you, God. Between that astronaut super chat to Jack and the crazy eyes here, I think it's time for a reboot to the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. BRB going to smite Mask Block and Ozone. Sorry in advance for nuking the internet again tonight, Monk. Blessed be thy inner tubes. Thank you so much, God. We appreciate it around here.
It's good to hear from you, God. Thank you.
God's on our side, y'all. Although I did want to talk about the one story. Let's finish this and then we'll go back.
So if we're not masking, we're being used as a tool of oppression.
Okay. In your mind, disease is a tool of oppression. So the government is purposefully giving us all disease to stop Palestine from advancing. And Sudan and Congo, apparently.
I'm pretty sure she's half a video away from blaming people of tiny hats for spreading disease.
Yeah.
And I said, it's also disability justice and it's community care. And so.
All right. As a disabled person, go fuck yourself.
No, you have to breathe through a rag to support disabled people, monkey.
So that's why I'm asked. And she didn't respond for 72 hours, and then she just unmatched me.
Because you're insane.
Yeah, look at her indignation, too. Like, I thought you were on my side. No, you're weird, okay? See? The word weird has been thrown at JD Vance by some of the freakiest fucking people on the planet. These people are strange. They have weird thoughts. And this is coming from me. You've all heard me say weird shit. But, dear God, this is nuts.
The crazy liberal that can't make friends and had to go onto social media to try to ghosted you.
Yeah. Yeah, this woman needs to be put in a mental institution. She's nuts.
Christ. Girl. Shut up, tard.
I can't even with you. Oh my God.
God bless, man. These people are insane.
Yeah.
Oh, the astronaut story. That's the one I wanted to touch on because it was a story we were going to cover. Did you guys all pay attention to the astronaut story? Do you know what's going on there? Back in July, Jack, we sent these astronauts up on the Boeing, what's it called? Star Junk? I forget the name of it.
Starliner, I think it's
Starliner. That's it. On the Starliner, instead of the either the Dragon or I forget the other capsule that Elon has, for an 8-day mission. That's how long they were supposed to be up there. 8 days.
Yeah, I'll be back later this week, honey.
And we're not going to bring them back until February.
Yeah.
With Elon's stuff instead.
Yeah. They officially announced it, yesterday?
Yeah.
The day before, because there were some thruster issues with the Boeing, and they were worried that it would literally just roll off into space somewhere.
Yeah, for a 3-hour tour. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel so bad for those astronauts.
I feel even worse for them that it's going to be until fucking February.
Yeah, you were like, oh boy, they might let us go home, and then oh no, 6 more months. Haha, fuck you.
Yeah, so this will be interesting to see. I am curious what's going to happen because they're bringing the Starliner back without any pilot or without the astronauts on it.
Yeah,
and Falcon, is that the other one? The Dragon and the Falcon. I have a feeling it's gonna crash and burn.
Yeah, it's either gonna crash or it is gonna tumble off into space, and then they'll find it 100 years from now when some other ship is going out exploring and some alien civilization will be worshiping it.
Do they have supplies for that? Yeah, it is constantly resupplied because they're on the International Space Station. Elon Musk, the SpaceX brings supplies up there all the time, but for some reason they wouldn't let them be the ones that brought the astronauts up. So I don't know. Your government doesn't like Elon Musk, so those 2 astronauts have to spend 8 months in space for their 8-day tour.
Yeah. Oh, did we say days? Oh, sorry, that was a typo.
You should have read the fine print.
That has a lot of physiological effects too, being up in space for that long. So they're gonna have to reorient to gravity. Your bones shrink, your heart shrinks. There's lots of things that happen. So it's going to be a pretty wild ride for them. Plus, they'll be the old timers on the space station by then, because probably 3 or 4 crews will have come and gone. Like the new Russians will come aboard and they'll be like, no, that's not your bunk, bitch. That's mine.
As long as Boeing gets its parts back to use on our airplanes. Yeah, they've had some issues there at Boeing, man. They need to stop cutting corners.
Why stop now?
Who let Boeing do spaceships when they can't do planes anymore?
Well, like I said, they're exporting into outer space. They're going to the stars with their shitty stuff.
I saw a great thing, and this it relates to Boeing because they do this kind of stuff. Did you see Mark Zuckerberg's letter that went out?
Yeah.
He's talking about in 2021 how the government pressured them to, specifically he talks about the COVID stuff, to limit it, and he says we gave into some of it and we gave in and we didn't on some of it, and in hindsight we probably shouldn't have, but it was always our decision. But that's not the part that really interests me. In the second page of the letter, he says, by the way, I made political contributions back then, and people thought that I was being partisan, but I totally wasn't being partisan.
Sure,
I was just giving money to political candidates. And I do believe him on that. I really do. He was just trying to grease all the palms he could, because that's how you get government contracts. It is a bribery system that we allow to exist. And you bet your ass that the people who get in power get money from Boeing. A shit ton of money from Boeing. Nikki Haley, how much money did you take from Boeing?
Yeah, she made a few million. So
yeah. No, it's an investment for them.
Yeah. Well, at least he's admitting to interfering in the election.
No, he totally didn't. They still made their own decisions, Jack.
Sure they did.
And his political contributions totally weren't political.
Yeah.
And again, I do believe that. I believe it was a financial thing. It's a sad reality of our political system.
How many people even use Facebook still that are like under 70?
I use it occasionally, but I rarely even go over there.
I keep getting timed out.
Cryptic, thank you. Meta is still censoring conservatives today. Nothing has changed. His organization is still doing it now. Lying shit. But not over COVID specifically anymore, and especially the lab leak.
Yeah, now he's doing it over new and different stuff.
And they're no longer doing it over the Hunter Biden laptop story. It's called hedging your bet. Exactly. He was trying to buy politicians is what he was doing. That's all. What else do we have here? I saw Razorfist today mention. Oh, fuck you, Jack.
What?
I just saw just the still frame from this.
The third one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You motherfucker.
What?
You know goddamn good and well what.
I'm a good boy. I didn't do nothing wrong.
Anyway, Razorfist said, conservatives aren't taking enough of a victory lap at the destruction of the squad. Because pretty much only Ilhan Omar and AOC are even have a chance to get reelected, and they both will because of the districts they're in.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, let's be honest. How many people could actually name all 4 members of the original squad?
Political junkies would be about it. I mean, you might know them looking at them, be like, "Oh yeah, that's one of them squad bitches." But
no, it was AOC and Ilhan, and mostly AOC.
Yeah.
So
then there was the Ringo, which was Rashida Tlaib.
Yeah, Tlaib and Presley were the other two. For those of you who were wondering, although I'm pretty sure Tlaib is able to keep her seat too. I didn't pay attention, so. But yeah, Rashida Tlaib, that crazy fucking bitch. Nobody cares about her. She's like 30 years older than the other two.
Yeah, she looks it too.
Yeah. All right, let's show y'all what Jack did to me here. You son of a bitch. Why?
Because you haven't seen the fourth one yet.
Now,
this one's actually not that bad.
I'm just one. Okay, we got 3 different nose rings here. We got the circle on the one side, the booger stud in the other, and then the broken bull thing in the center.
Yeah. This one was just repulsive and annoying. So
is this a woman?
Yes, this is a woman.
I was at Walmart the other day, and our cashier, how do I want to put this? Very nice person. But they were clearly 30-year-old dude who wanted to be a chick. And the receding hairline was starting, so it was real bad.
Oh.
Yeah. But again, they were really nice.
Yeah.
My ass and call me Susie, I guess.
Yeah, well, they better be nice because there's so many things that you could hit them with.
There's a lot of fat people who are fat men who are like, I'll just become a girl and nobody will care I'm fat anymore.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, that is not masking anything. No, you're just weirder now. You're just
not
bigger
to mention, guys get away with being fat.
Yeah. Yeah, just get rich. You'll be fine.
I do not understand the mentality of I'm a fat dude, so I'm become a fat chick for acceptance. Really? In American society? Come on.
Yeah.
We shamed Lizzo into losing weight.
It worked, didn't it?
It did. But how often do you hear fat guys, criticize the way fat women are?
Everybody criticizes fat women.
Yeah. I mean, we make fun of Boogie and stuff, but that's just, on the periphery.
Yeah, but he's gross. He's not jolly. Like John Candy was awesome as hell. He was jolly, though. He was fun and happy and upbeat. Unlike Boogie, who's a miserable sack of shit.
You also don't have the fat guys whining about how mean people are to him about being fat.
Yeah. Most of them embrace it and make it into a joke, like Chris Farley.
Anyway.
Is for women, specifically white Republican women. If you're not a woman or you're not a white Republican woman, you can still stay and watch.
That's very kind of you.
Yeah.
I hate when people do this stuff. Look, if you don't like us, you can still watch us, but it's not like we have any control over whether you do or not. I'm not in your house, whore.
She doesn't know that. She can't get up and look around. Oh, shit. That was mean.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret. You do not have to vote for who your husband is voting for.
This is some shit that started back in 2016. These women are only voting how their husband told them to. It's some made up shit y'all are just reacting to. And it is so fucking insulting to women to be like, you only did that because your man said. Aren't the feminists the ones who are supposed to be like, we have autonomy, damn it. This bitch clearly does because nobody's stopping her from hitting the fridge.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, the frozen food section fears her. But, yeah, it is insulting that she's an enlightened woman and she's just going to let you know, you dumb white Republican women. You're dummy dumbs.
Hey, liberal woman, I don't know if you need to hear this, but you don't have to eat literally everything.
The nose rings are not distracting anyone from the rest of you. Okay? It's just not helping your situation.
Crazy, I know. But no, who you vote for is not public record, so he will never know. With that being said, though, do whatever you need to do to remain safe.
Vote for Trump so your husband doesn't kick your ass.
Yeah, because if you don't vote for Trump, he's gonna beat the shit out of you. What? What are you talking about? What kind of relationships do you think people have?
She's a liberal woman. She thinks all that happens is that men beat women constantly. And as a liberal woman, I understand that because I've seen male feminists.
She looks like she ate my cat.
Oh, this is fuck off, dummy. You don't have to vote, but by the way, your husband's gonna beat your ass if you don't. So go ahead and do it. I just don't understand these people.
The weird things. I keep using that word today. I'm sorry. It's just such a common thing. They believe some strange things.
They do.
That, well, I mean, are easily proven false if you just talk to people from the other side.
If you remember correctly, a woman got famous claiming that all penis and vagina sex is rape.
Yeah.
So
it's amazing how much Dworkin has influenced modern feminism.
It really is. And when you look at all of, I mean, go back to the kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't remember his name. He's a fucking kicker, so I don't care. But they basically made it sound like, hey, women, if you have a job, men are going to beat you. Everything is always, oh, they're just going to beat women. No, it doesn't happen like that. Knock it off.
Yeah, they go to the most extreme outliers. They do it with religious people all the time.
Yes.
Like, watch any TV show. It's not just somebody happens to go to church and has a strong belief in God. No, they have to be the craziest fundamentalists ever. Like, they have a dunk tank in their backyard just for baptizing. They think everybody's Ned Flanders.
Chad is pointing out Butker. Yes, that's his name, Butker. And just for the record, I appreciate you guys pointing it out, but he's a kicker, so I'm about to immediately forget his name. He's a kicker. And I realize that that's an important part of the game, but nobody watches the game for, oh, he's going to kick a field goal. That's not why we watch football. I'm just saying. I miss when kickers didn't matter at all. Nobody knew. That's Steve.
I didn't know that was a job in football, specifically just being a kicker, until I was like 35.
They have a kicker and a punter. 2 kickers on the team.
Okay, that's new information. Weird.
All right. I believe it. What is that bitch wearing?
Oh, just you wait, buddy.
I feel like that's disrespectful to some culture. I just don't know which one.
Yes, you are not wrong.
All right.
I believe.
Holy shit! Do I need to turn that down?
Yeah, it's a bit loud.
Fuck. Seriously, Twitter, figure out a way to normalize your audio.
So Christianity has come up a lot tonight. I apologize in advance to all the Christians out there because this lady's about to insult all of you.
Oh. The videos shown on this channel are not necessarily indicative of what we believe. That's why we make fun of them.
Yeah.
Again, most Christians go about minding their business, following their God. I have no problem with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do your thing.
I don't even mind like the more of the hardcore ones. They don't really bother me because they leave me alone. They realize I'm not with totally aligned with them. We have some commonalities. We can talk about that, and then they move on. They don't sit there and harp on it.
Yeah.
Not every Christian is the Westboro Baptist Church or this lunatic.
I believe in the non-binary God.
Yeah, that's what I said too.
I realize it's been translated and stuff, but they're pretty specific about the he part of God. The religious texts are all pretty fucking specific.
Yeah, they are. They do not like the gays.
You are misgendering God and using, I'm sure, going to be using the wrong pronouns. Apparently, it's okay to do that to God.
Dude, at this level of blasphemy, it's...
I feel like if there's anybody you shouldn't misgender, it's God.
Right? Because this is how you get plagues. Okay? Like, if you read the book of Exodus, God is not a very forgiving person when you fuck with his people.
No
okay?
shit.
And now you're fucking with him? Man, that's a terrible idea. Terrible.
Whose pronouns are plural.
Oh, she did it. She went to the pronouns.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
You are misgendering, lady. Wow.
And thou shalt have no other gods before me? I mean, now you're making them plural?
I believe in Jesus Christ, their child, who wore a fabulous tunic and had 2 dads.
That's just illiterate.
Okay, I get what they're going for there, trying to gay joke. How can the non-binary be a dad?
The earthly embodiment of Jesus was mortals. So, Mary.
Yeah, but she said Jesus had 2 dads. That would be Joseph and God.
No, it was Joseph and Martin, I assume. It was a gay couple.
And saw everyone as a sibling child of God.
Okay. Now it feels like she's stealing black culture with brother and sister.
I have a feeling this person is just attempting to be blasphemous. For this, much like the Church of Satan, it's just to be outlandish. But it wouldn't surprise me if they actually believe this nonsense.
No, there are definitely churches that have gone this way.
Yeah, and considering the other videos that we've seen tonight, it's totally believable that there are people out there, including a whole congregation of heathens that believe this butchery of the Christian faith.
I don't mean to interrupt you here, but Mr. D Ball Money says, so is it Hebrew, Shebrew, and they brew?
Yes, that is. I'm a little jealous that I didn't come up with that.
Me too. Fuck, I hate when the audience is funnier than us.
Yeah, and these are people that are easily led.
Yeah,
they're followers. I hesitate to call them sheep, but they definitely have some sheep-like attributes.
Well, I mean, it's sheep is the right way to say it. I mean, these are people whose entire being is about following. Because if they thought for themselves for half a second, the whole idea of they for a singular person that you're aware of would make their brain bleed.
Right?
But the audience is always funnier than you. That's not true. And shut up. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up there. Jack, seriously, thank you for holding down the show tonight.
Yeah, no worries.
Apologize for the technical difficulties, man. I blame Jack actually for the technical difficulties because God knew that he was going to bring that blasphemous shit here.
I always try to have some stuff on deck
in
case of emergencies like this, but I closed all the tabs, so it was just the video tabs that were open. So that's why you got this.
Why don't these lunatics just start their own religion?
Because they want to get even with their parents that tried to instill them with moral values and take them to church. They want revenge. So what they do is they corrupt and bastardize everything that they were exposed to previously. It really, I think, is about getting even for them. They're bitter, angry people. Usually they're very uninteresting and not very intelligent. So they strike out at whatever they can, and corrupting the religion of their parents is one of the ways they do it. It's not just to be edgy, it's anger.
It just reminds me of the shit we see with like Marvel and Star Wars. Like, why don't you just make your own thing?
Oh, then they can't get brand recognition and be subversive.
Dark Conservatarian, thank you so much. Why can't these talentless hacks just create their own high fantasy story where the god of that universe is referred to as mother instead of this crap? Because it's what Jack just said. You got to have the brand recognition. Otherwise, she only has 3 people in her church.
Yeah,
Ty
you're
Wright.
not even a cult.
Indeed. Ty Wright, thank you. Matthew 12:30 through 32. Whoever's not with me is against me, and whoever does not gather with me scatters. Therefore, I tell you, people will be forgiven for every sin and blasphemy, but blasphemy against the Spirit will not be forgiven. I'm not a religious scholar. I'm guessing that had relevance there, and I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, Jesus said that to blaspheme against the Holy Spirit was an unforgivable sin.
Okay.
And that's kind of what they're doing here.
Oh, definitely. If that's what I would have to sit there and read that for a little bit to decipher it. So I appreciate you doing so for me.
Yeah, I'm not much of a biblical scholar, but I do know a few references. But yeah, I find it offensive on behalf of my more religious friends, because I'm not super religious, but I do find it disgusting that they're trying to pervert Christianity into whatever that was, just so they can claim it as their own. It is a form of control, but I think it's mainly about revenge more than anything. They had to go to church as kids. They didn't like it. They didn't like the message. They don't want to abide by rules, so they have to pervert it. It's really, really disgusting to see. But they do it with everything now. They have to make everything about them.
Thank you, Dangerous. I see you found the Tard's Prayer. My congregation are not sheep. My congregation are not. Don't repeat that. As a lifelong Easter worshiper, this is painful to watch. I'm not even religious, and that was painful to watch.
Yeah,
retards.
It's blasphemous, and it's insulting to religious people. But they can only pervert things.
Start your own church.
Yeah, but they don't want to do that because they want to get the attention that mocking Christianity gives them. And they know that Christians won't push back on it very hard. You know, not the modern Christians. The old school ones would have a crusade over this kind of shit.
I brought up Star Wars, and I just want to talk about the Acolyte before we leave, because it got canceled. There's not going to be a season 2. No,
I'm so surprised.
And specifically, one of the things that was pointed to as part of the problem, Amandla, however the fuck you say her retarded name, her parents hated her. She made did you see her diss track she made?
No, I don't pay attention to those stupid people.
Bro, you got to go watch it. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to get copyright anyway, because we played Queen earlier.
Yeah. If they claim this one, go right ahead, suckers.
Okay.
Now this whole show is their fault. Good job, Queen.
Let's see. We're just going to bring it to where she does her dance. This is where her dance starts. All right, Jack.
Mandalorian.
Consider this payback for what you made me watch.
I think we both know I have a higher tolerance for this shit than you do. I'm going viral on Twitter again. Open up the news. Some interesting things. Ain't it great? This is terrible. She's not even good at lip syncing. And she looks vaguely like AOC.
And she really likes shaking her coochie at the camera.
I just assumed it itches a lot down there, and that she's trying to shake them off.
She went on The View, and the black girl, Sunny, I forget her last name, was like, you become famous because of the Acolyte, and that brings a little bit of hate with it, doesn't it? Everybody hated this show. Everybody. And when it comes out that it's a horrible show, she drops this diss track hitting at people for pointing to places where she was being wokey, and the whole show is just wokey.
Oh, this show's so bad.
And instead of just shutting the fuck up, you have these We see it with Snow White, because Snow White there, did you see the trailer with those fucking horrible dwarves in it?
With the creepy nightmare
Oh.
fuel magical creatures. Yeah. Oh my god. They tried to fix that and it looks so dog shit. I mean,
oh, sorry.
No, it just looks so bad. It looks outdated as it is. It looks like a TV movie version of Snow White.
They need to take these actresses, these young actresses, and tell them to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they need some media training on how to deal with the press and not say something absolutely ridiculous. And that the chick from that movie is probably, if not mentally damaged, she is a very slow person because she still hasn't picked up on it. She has started shutting up, but I think that was her agent.
Oh, I think that was Disney. Because they got so much pushback from her not shutting the fuck up. I mean, we already know they're doing reshoots and shit.
Oh, they have to. And they've got to clean up those special effects. They look terrible.
I don't think they're going to clean up the special effects.
If they're smart, they're going to backroll that movie. Just put that on the shelf and write it off on the taxes. But they're not smart, so it'll come out. Because Disney cannot help but drop a turd whenever possible these days.
If you guys want to watch that full Amanda, what's her name? Amanda Stenberg song, you can watch it. I dropped the link for you guys. I saw a comparison of, because they play the song in the trailer where she's doing all the cleanup when she first gets to the dwarves' house.
Yeah.
And in the original movie, I don't know if she thinks they might be children in this one. She thinks since everything is so small, they might be children. And she says, maybe if I clean up their house, they'll like me. And so she gets all her animal friends and her get in there and do all the work. And in the new one, instead of that, she just assigns everybody jobs. Nothing for her. Because as she moves into these strangers' homes, how dare she have to provide anything?
Entitled much?
The
original, she was trying to show appreciation for all the dwarves had done for her. And in this one, she's just like, do some bitch work. They're all named Charlie, apparently, because that's Charlie work.
Yes, they're all Charlie. I watched a lot of Snow White because they released it on VHS when my daughter was young, and she loved Snow White. I'm not the biggest fan of the movie. I do like parts of it, but it's old school Disney, and I prefer more pop music Disney.
Oh, yeah.
But to take a classic like that, literally the launch of Disney, without Snow White, there is no Disney.
Yeah, that's true. It really made that studio because it showed you could do a feature-length animated film.
And for a long time, it was one of the best-selling movies of all time. It's still up there in the ticket sales. And to take that and be like, no, what we need to do is girl boss this shit.
Yeah, and that is... Even the girl boss people are getting sick of the girl boss stuff.
Again, why not just make a new story?
They can't. They're
Disney.
not that original.
Well, we've seen with some of their original things, it doesn't work out because how many Disney movies have released now where I've had to say, wait, Disney released a movie?
Yeah.
Well, cartoon now.
They're trying formulaic stuff still. I mean, the one that they just had with the was Inside something. Where
Inside
it's all
Out.
Inside Out. That was just a ripoff of Herman's Head.
Oh, yeah, I remember Herman's Head. That was a great show.
Yeah. But it was just the same thing. Like all the aspects of the personality, arguing and doing something. That was the entire premise of that show. It's not anything new. They can't help themselves.
Dangerous. Yes, that is something that I've seen pointed out in many, many places. That Gal Gadot being jealous of Rachel Ziegler makes no sense.
No.
In in Snow White, the reason that the evil queen decides to target her is because the mirror says that Snow White is the fairest of all, and fairest means most beautiful in this sense. And yeah, Rachel's cute enough, but compared to Gal, no, just no. You needed to. I get it. They wanted a big name attached to it, so they went with Gal Gadot, however you say her fucking name. But you have to have her uglier than. She still needs to be pretty, but objectively, Snow White has to be prettier.
Yeah, age her up a little bit, give her a facial scar or something, so she's still kind of hot, but like waning.
Yeah.
So that would make more sense, but no, we can't do that. We got to have this ugly chick that I'm snarky and I'm girl boss. We don't even have a Prince Charming because that's dumb.
And that's what the problem is with these actresses, is that they've been told how much their opinion matters and how they snap back at people, that they think they can just go out there and say anything to any audience and haha, I'm going to win. And there's enough examples of this not working that you think they'd catch on.
You would think, but here we are.
Listen to Kurt Russell. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's
Kurt
that
Russell
easy.
knows what he's talking about.
Anyway, her name's Snow White. Let's cast a Puerto Rican. Hey, Puerto Ricans are known for their ivory white skin.
I'm sure that's a joke that's going to get played up too. Thank you, Tyrai. Well, not Disney. I like Snow White, A Tale of Terror with Sigourney Weaver. I did see that. That is a pretty good movie.
Brie Larson should have taught him. Yeah.
Yeah, you would have thought.
You would
but
think.
The girl boss thing, Hollywood takes like 5 years to turn the ship, and they still have not learned.
Who's the chick that did the remake of Charlie's Angels?
Oh, was that Drew Barrymore?
No. The director.
Elizabeth Banks?
Scrubs for it. Yes, Elizabeth Banks. Pulled that shit. Or men. And they're like, how come men didn't come see this? It's a story about 3 hot chicks who get into violent situations. It's not made for women. If it was made for women, it'd be 3 fat chicks.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, they totally misunderstood the premise and the attraction of shows like Charlie's Angels.
Yes.
And Baywatch, for that matter.
Dark Conservatarian, thank you. I have a feeling that recent iteration of Snow White and other things are an attempt to gaslight us into thinking mid-women are 10s.
I agree that is probably part of the driving force here, because they have a lot of like really average-looking women. Like, you're a Midwest 7 at best, Rachel. Don't get ahead of yourself, okay? You're going to be fat in a few months. Don't worry.
She's cute enough, but it's one of those times where who you cast really does matter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Snow White is literally described as having skin as white as snow. It's where the name comes from.
Look at what they did with the Little Mermaid. They made her black just for the sake of making her black. It made no sense.
The other day, we went shopping and we went in the clearance aisle at Walmart, and I saw this little doll. I was like, what the fuck is that? I thought it was like a Chinese knockoff, but it was the black Little Mermaid. It really did. It looked like a Chinese knockoff of like a Spider-Man. I'm like, I
don't they
wonder why that's on clearance.
Yeah. Did they already have a black princess anyway from what was it, Princess and the Frog?
Tiana, yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I remember seeing that and thought it was pretty good.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Kids
I only saw it once, but
that comes out at a time when my kids have stopped watching Disney movies, but before my granddaughters started.
Yeah.
So there's gaps in my Disney watching. It wasn't because of like, oh, black. I don't care if it's a good story. It's a good story. It's just I don't generally watch animation unless it's because a child is watching it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I still don't understand the hate for Song of the South, other than the one kid's super annoying.
And for the record, before anybody, I'm not judging adults who like animation. I don't hate animation. It's just not what I seek out.
Yeah.
So anyway, I said I was wrapping up. This is why you never leave until you hear the song.
Yeah, we end up rambling for like an hour about Disney or some bullshit.
I've just been enjoying the meltdown over the Acolyte being canceled.
Oh, yeah, they cry racism, they cry sexism, they cried homophobia. No, you just made a shit show. Okay, it was dog crap. It wasn't original in any way. It was boring, and nobody likes you. Stop. Okay, just give up. You're bad at this.
Monkey's judging me. I would never do that, my friend. Dangerous, thank you. Back in old school Hollywood, they would do everything to make movie stars an enigma. You knew nothing about them. Can we go back to that rather than having to listen to their dumbass opinions? That changed with stars doing product placement and stuff, doing advertising. They slowly get to be giving their opinion out there, and yeah, it makes more sense to keep it hidden.
Yeah, it worked a lot better for hiding indiscretions too.
These days we have to know everything about their opinions. Go ahead. I'm sorry, bud.
I don't want to know anything about their opinions. Pat's pointing out they had 700 signatures to bring back the Acolyte on a petition. I'm pretty sure Mundane Matt could get 700 signatures on something.
It did get up to 7,000 last I saw.
Yeah, how many of those are real names?
You know, it amazes me because you take a look at something like Star Trek. The original Star Trek got canceled.
Yeah.
And a write-in campaign got it back. And then it got canceled again. And this is something that spawned a decades-long multimedia empire. From movies to television, to other television shows, to cartoons, to video games, to actual albums. For some reason, they let that man sing.
Yeah. Books, comics, multimedia extravaganza, documentaries.
Sometimes, and I'm not saying this for the Acolyte because from what I've seen of it, it's just shit. But sometimes something that can be very good, it's just not the right time for it.
Yeah. And sometimes
that was the case.
Sorry.
I said that's the case with the original Star Trek series. It was just the wrong time for it.
Yeah. Look at Enterprise. That show just started to hit its stride and it got canceled.
Well, I saw a bunch of the complaints about about the Acolyte getting canceled. Like, shows can only have one season. I mean, do you know how many fucking shows have existed that only had one season or even half a season?
Oh, tons of them.
Firefly, 1,000,000 times better than Acolyte. It got half a season.
Yeah. And a movie.
And the movie was shit. I hate Serenity.
I like that movie.
I don't like the retconning that's done in it. And I don't like the quick wrap up. It would have been better if they just made a web series out of it.
Yeah. They probably should have. There's a lot of shows like that were really interesting premises. There was one called Hidden Realms or something like that. It took place in the virtual world.
Mm-hmm.
And it had the bald guy that played Locke on Lost. That had a lot of interesting potential, and it got canceled like halfway through the first season. It's like less than 12 episodes.
Danger says some shows get one episode. There's a ton of shows you will never hear of because they make a pilot episode for it and they show it to the executives and they're like, no, and it goes in the trash.
Yep. I remember Misfits of Science. They had 4 episodes?
I was watching the Friends reunion that they did, and what's her name? The Jennifer.
Courtney.
Rachel. We'll just call her Rachel.
Yeah.
She said that when she went to the audition for Friends, she expected it to be just her normal show up for a pilot episode. It never gets picked up, but you still get paid for it and move on with your life and go to the next pilot episode. That is how a lot of actors make their living in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
did at the time. There's tons of shit you will never see. Anyway, Aniston, thank you. Why couldn't I think of that?
I don't know.
Yeah, but we are for real wrapping up this time.
It's Dragon Mage's birthday.
Dragon Mage, it's your birthday. Oh, that reminds me, we have another birthday. Around here, Dragon Mage, we do this, and a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, dear Dragon Mage. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful one. I really, really do.
Hell yeah.
The other one is it's actually for tomorrow, but I know I will forget it. His screen name on Twitter is Matthias Charbroni.
Matthias Charbroni.
Matthias, thank you.
That's my secret identity. Don't use that.
It's Twisted Skipster is who it really is. And Twisted, this one is for you, my friend. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
To you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Twisted.
Dear Twisted. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I hope you guys both have great birthdays. Enjoy them. Everybody tells you how much they like you on this day. So enjoy it.
And
have some cake. Remember, even if you're diabetic, it's not true on your birthday. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That is not. Don't lie to people like that. They'll end up at the hospital.
I'm not a doctor. I'm a fat guy.
Point. If you're taking medical advice from a monkey, I don't know what to tell you. That's Planet of the Apes shit there, and I wouldn't go that way. But thank you, Spartan John, for that feminist donation. Got it in the last second. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Spartan John, thank you for that feminist $12. Woke up to your dulcet tones. Back to the beginning. Enjoy the show. Just for the record, I'm not there for about half an hour. Just so you know. All right, Jack, we are wrapped up. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thank you for putting up with the technical difficulties. Jack, thank you so very much for hanging out there and taking care of it while I was out.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
Thanks for the donation, guys. You guys have no idea how much we appreciate it. I'm a very vain man, and I need to be told how much I'm liked. Jack, anything you want to show?
I'll drop a link to something in the chat. As always, thank you guys so much for all the support you give us.
Morning.
Thank you for all the donations. You guys are awesome.
I'm going to wrap this up quick because my lady just got up, and I'm going to go hug and kiss her because she's adorable. So, Jack, a pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
Everyone, have a great night. Take care of yourselves. We love you. We'll see you all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Hopefully we won't piss off God again, and we'll get to do our whole show. That's all I got.